Middays with Marks, 975, The Fanatic. I am your host, John Marks. Along with, we say good morning to Ray Dunn. Hello, Raymond.
Hello, Johnny. How are you?
If you're listening on the radio, if you're listening on the Fanatic app, good morning. Hello to all of our YouTube chatters, our viewers that watch live every day from 10 to 2. If you go back and watch, like when I do the dishes at night, I'll put on the show, watch it on YouTube. You can watch it whenever you want to on demand. As we say good morning to Sean Brace. Sean, hello.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we living? Beautiful day outside.
Yeah, as expected, I'm more angry today than yesterday because that's typically like yesterday I was embarrassed and down, and today I'm ready to spit venom about the 76ers.
Great.
And just an update on Sean's rat tail. Like yesterday, he said, Sean, why does he grow on a rat tail?
If the Sixers beat the Celtics twice, he was growing a rat tail.
Okay.
2 times.
So he has to grow a rat tail, and he's bald, so he has to shave it until a week after the NBA Finals ends?
Yeah, like I think, so we said June 22nd will be the date.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. But the problem, let me see. I can actually see it today. You can't see it, right? It's on the fat. Turn around so the YouTube can see. You can start to see it, but it's in the fat part of your head.
It's in that cliff.
You could grab Sean by the back of the head and grab the skin.
Yeah.
What's that called? Called the fat skin in the back of the head.
It's like a reverse football.
That's what I was going to say. It is. It took the words out of my mouth.
It's exactly what it is. All bald guys have it unless you're really in shape because your head's small.
And the big guys really have it.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, it's a big cliff. You fall off it. But I am growing the rat tail. I promise you this. No welching over here.
No, you're not a welcher. You're certainly not a welcher. All right. So, I want to talk like today. I think the focus is going to be Joel Embiid, but I think we should at least start off with this because, believe it or not, Howard Eskin is going to join the program today at 12:25. Yes, that's correct. Howard Eskin. I thought Ray was going to have a heart attack when I texted the idea to him last night in the group chat. He's like, I said, Ray, are you in? I'm in.
It was certainly one of the ideas I've heard in the group chat.
Right. I don't think anybody was really prepared for it, but I saw that Howard, he was tweeting out that Daryl Morey's going to get fired. I hadn't seen anybody else do that, all right? So and I know this so much about Howard. Howard and I have a great relationship. He's been very, very good to me in my radio career, and he is plugged in, even though he's not doing radio anymore. He still is plugged in as anybody else. And when he's telling me, and I texted him, and when he's telling me Morey's going to be fired, it makes too much sense. Sean, I don't think, and that's 12:25, Howard's coming up. I don't think Josh Harris is a good owner by any means. Mm-hmm. I also don't think he's stupid. All right? I'm not stupid. Running it back with Daryl Morey would be stupid. It would be. Now, does Joel Embiid come back? I think that'd be stupid. But you want to let somebody else make that decision. Daryl Morey can't be running this team anymore, period. And I would be shocked if Daryl Morey comes back. I'm just saying this. If Daryl Morey comes back, you may see me explode like never before on the air. I will be that pissed. Daryl Morey, he can go somewhere else. I don't think he was a terrible GM, blah, 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 blah. It's time to move on, and you need somebody else coming in. Whether that's Bob Myers coming from what he's doing in the entire company or you're hiring somebody from the outside. I don't care. You need to make the right hire. Josh Harris, this is a huge, huge spot for you. You need to hire the guy that's going to take the Sixers out of this mess and out of this muck that they're in right now. And it better be getting rid of Joel Embiid, too. But I don't know if you're going to be able to. I don't know what you're going to be able to get in return. We'll deal with all those things. But running it back with Daryl Morey can't happen. And I'd be shocked at this point if it happened, Sean.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And obviously, yesterday, I got my venom out. I got everything off my chest I needed and more. But, I'm still irked, still upset, still frustrated, and, wondering where the direction of this franchise will come from. Again, it starts with the owner, and I hate to say it, but it's just the reality of where we're at. And I have no idea who or what is going on inside Josh Harris's head. That's where it starts and ends. It's up to him. You said that he's not a dummy. I agree. If he was in the building on Sunday, which he was all the way until the end of the game, there's no way you could run that back. There's just no way you could say, you know what, things will be different next year, or whatever rosy picture you want to paint in your mind. There's just nothing you could say that would make that a good idea. So changes need to come, and I hate I can't stand when teams hire a manager or a coach, then hire the GM or make a decision on no. If you're going to bring in a GM, allow that person to build their franchise the way that they want. That's the smart way to do it. Hopefully that's the case. Remove Morey, new guy comes in, and then that's when the ball starts to roll.
Ray Dunn, do you believe this is what's going to happen? Not if it should happen. Is it going to happen? Or both, actually.
I'm less convinced than Sean that it's going to happen, that they're going to move on from Daryl Morey. Like, I know you said 90% yesterday.
I'm still at 90, yes.
I'm sitting somewhere in like a 60 to 65.
Okay.
Like I believe it, but I also think that some of my belief in it happening is my belief that it should happen. Like, sometimes I think I get swayed by I would absolutely do this, so it's the way they should go. And I realize that Joshua Harris and I have very little in common. So our minds probably won't work the same way. So, yeah, I would do it. I think that ultimately, if you're evaluating this organization and you're truly doing an audit this week of everything going on, that audit would have to lead you to believe, oh, by the way, if you open up your phone today to watch NBA highlights, you'd probably be livid at watching what happened between OKC and LA and what you gave up, and the fact that he's got I'm just so happy to be in the Western Conference Finals. If you told me this at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't believe you thing going on right now there.
Yep.
You'd be, kind of punching air, assuming that he opens up his phone and looks at those things. I would think that evaluation process this week leads you to having Daryl Morey out of a job.
And don't discount this. The Embiid contract, remember, Stephen A. Smith comes out and says, I was talking to Magic Johnson, and he's a part owner in the Commanders, right? Josh Harris. And, man, they are not happy that he signed them in that contract. That's letting you in on they're having a conversation, and Magic's being like, wow, he's pissed. Why would you sign Embiid? Why would you sign Embiid 2 years before you actually had to? And they're fireable offenses. Is Jared McCain a fireable offense? Yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be, considering when you look at this team that got swept by the Knicks. They got swept by the Knicks in large part because they were so thin. They didn't have anybody to come off the bench. If they have a McCain or another player that can handle the ball and score a little bit, maybe they win one of those first two games. And then is it a different series? No, probably not. It could be. But I'm not even saying that.
They don't get swept.
Yeah, they don't get swept. They don't show up game 4 and just wave the white flag.
Yeah, and I think to your point, right, and McCain goes for 13 last night, hit a big-time 3. They're really deep in Oklahoma City, so he's finding minutes there for him to play. Good ball handler, too, last night. Like, he's providing his worth. It was a terrible mistake to move him. But, again, it comes back to the fact that they didn't do anything else. You want to move McCain, I understand it. That's fine. But you needed to go ahead and bring in some other horses into the stable to help. Quickly, though, I do want to point this out because I do think that this is not discussed enough, and this really goes to the people that want to fight the fight over Joel Embiid returning. Guys, at the end of the day, those guys weren't good enough. Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson were the best 2 players on the floor. Point blank. End of story. So the Sixers could have had a bench like the 96 Bulls, whoever you want coming off the bench. It doesn't matter if you can't outplay those starting 5 for the Knicks. Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns ate us up. Now, how do we get better? That needs to be the question. And I don't know how, if you're a Sixers fan, you could sit there and say, Joel Embiid being back next year, good knee, all these freak injuries out of the way. And that's our answer to beating a team like the Knicks, to beating a team like the Cavs or the Hawks or whoever will be there next year. I'm not buying that.
Well, that's where we'll start, because I think everybody's going to, for the most part, say Morey should be fired, right? There's no team. I don't think that's a really good conversation, because who's going to say, like, no, they shouldn't fire him and here's why? I don't even want to have that conversation. I need him out of here, all right? Joel Embiid is a good conversation because guys like Ray will say, well, you just can't trade him. You can't give up a first-round draft pick and trade him not getting anything in return. You actually can, and you should. The new team doesn't start until he's gone. And the second you can get rid of Joel Embiid, you get rid of him. I don't care if you get anything back in return, period. Because the injuries, all the other stuff that you get with the injuries, and by the way, 2 things can be true. Dude was a warrior. I don't think he's ducking anybody. He came back and played after emergency surgery. He's got bad knees, got bad hip, got bad ankle. He wants to play and he wants to win. I'm not even going to say that. The professionalism of Joel Embiid, it's almost not believable how out of control he is. What he did at that press conference, the level of comfort he has in his own skin, despite getting swept, and missing time and all the stories that are out there about now you have Tony Jones that comes out. And I know I don't think he said names today. Isn't it clear that the team, everything that happens, all the internal stuff is because of Joel Embiid and his behavior? And it hasn't started this year. It's been going on for years. You're never going to win when your star player isn't the guy that's also leading by example or coming close. You can have the guy that's like, hey, he's the leader. He's the guy that needs to lead by example because that's the type of player that he is. Man, Embiid needs to be riding right there with that guy. You can't be not showing up to team activities. You can't not be showing up to shoot-arounds because you're so sick. You can't be, I was up all night sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. You can't be, quote, late to everything. You can't be that guy. Now, if he was healthy, you can make the case, all right, he can be that guy. This dude played 38 games this year. On top of missing 4 games in the playoffs, like, what are we talking about here? I will give up multiple draft picks and get rid of Joel Embiid. You need to restart this team now, and you'll never do that until you get rid of Joel Embiid. Phone number, text line, voice memos on the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. If you're an Embiid fan and don't think the Sixers should move off of him, I need to hear your case, and it just can't be, here's won an MVP. What did that do for you this year? What did that do for you the year before? What did that do for you the year before that, year before that, year before that? 610-632-0975. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's talk about your hair for a second. Morgenstern Hair Restoration. I was actually talking to the hair team over there this morning because I'm going to be filming a little TV commercial you're going to see maybe during some baseball games. And then you can see, if you don't watch this on YouTube, how great the lettuce is looking. What does Skip Bayless call it, or if Bayless call it, the grass, the fake grass? Hey, man, this ain't fake grass. This is my real growing hair, and you can get your hair back with Morgenstern hair. So a couple different ways, right? So maybe you're losing your hair, and you're saying, hey, I don't want to lose any more. Man, that's hair restoration for you. They can stop hair loss in its tracks. Maybe you need to get some of your hair back. They can also help for that. And like with me, I went hair transplant because I'm like, you know what? I want my hair back, period. I got it with Morgenstern Hair Restoration. The most experience in Philly, over 30 years, the same hair team that does all of my work, and 3 locations across Pennsylvania, Ballard, Kenwood, Wayne, Pennsylvania, and Lancaster. Remember, where you go matters. Don't use a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad. 610-831-HAIR, Morgenstern Hair Restoration. 610-831-HAIR. Tell them John Marks sent you.
Ricky Bo.
That's a good jam right here.
Did you see the Orioles did a Tupac bobblehead day?
Do you see the lines for it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I want one.
I mean, 2026, and we got a Tupac bobblehead. Crazy.
That's just the way it is. All right, get to the phones, get to your texts, get your voice memos in. We have not heard from Positive Sean Bernard. I know you were doing YouTube with him last night. We'd like to hear him try to spin something, try to shine a turd.
That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yep. I'm assuming he wants Embiid back, Sean Bernard.
There's not a lot of cases out there being made that are exciting him in any way to remove Joel Embiid. Let's just put it that way.
You know what's exciting me? To officially turn the page and let's figure out how this team's going to win a championship, how this team's going to get to an Eastern Conference final. Because I promise you this, none of those include Joel Embiid being on the team. And the quicker we move on, the better.
We've had 12 years at it, John.
Right, and Sean, I know you're with me here. You were the first one really saying it. Even before I was like, yeah, I don't know, like, it's still probably your best chance. Even if it's a 10% chance, it's still your best chance to do it. I'm out. This year was like this. If there was any year that was going to be, it would be this year, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he had to deal with the appendectomy at the end of the season, but I digress. Enough is enough. 38 games, like you said, 93 the last 3 seasons. This was Daryl Morey's vision. Paul George, Joel Embiid, VJ, Maxey, Grimes, Oubre. Like, this was the vision. And, oh, by the way, they won a nice series against the Celtics, but could you imagine what it would take to win next week in the ECF? And, oh, by the way, to potentially win an NBA Finals. Yeah, he's just not healthy enough. The body is no way even going to be able to last that long. No shot.
All right, Ray, you're the one. You were the one person that wasn't 100% in on moving Embiid.
Correct. Yeah, I'm open to the idea. I want to be very clear about that off the jump because everyone's going to hear me start talking. They'll be like, this is a guy that clearly is invested him staying in Philadelphia. He moves on. They make a deal. Fine. I don't, and I wrote it down when you said it, I would give up multiple draft picks. I don't want to attach draft picks to this guy because ultimately over the next 2 years, with or without Embiid, I don't believe you're winning yourself anything. So if you're attaching draft picks to send him away just for the sake of sending him away, then this team's going to be a perennial play-in team over the next 2 years. And ultimately, you're going to be without those draft picks that end up somewhere in the teens that you could ultimately use. With him, are you a top 6 team in the East? Am I throwing a parade over that? No, I'm not throwing a parade over that. Are we going to get 40 to 50 games of him? That seems optimistic at this point, given what I've seen over the last 2 years.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel like we're going into this. Neither one is delivering me to basketball heaven. Both worlds are delivering me to basketball purgatory. And that the other basketball purgatory, I still have those picks.
I heard Bill say yesterday, you're not in purgatory, you're in hell.
I'm in hell.
Yeah, we're in hell.
That last week against the Knicks.
That's right.
Yeah, see, you guys both, I understand. Again, season ended 48 hours ago. I'm not trying to tell you this was a success the way Embiid said it. You guys didn't enjoy any of the Celtics thing.
Yeah, it was a great. It was a lot of fun. It was a great comeback. Yeah, of course we had fun. So what?
Well, I'm telling you, this is purgatory, where you're like, oh, it could be good, but it ends up being bad.
No, but hang on. Nate, can you guys, out of a piece of paper, go ask Petrilli in the back. We're going to do a banner, and Ray can hang that in the studio. You can start putting banners up there for your victories.
I'm telling you,
beating the Celtics isn't a banner raising. I don't care now.
But you're not raising a banner over the next 2 years anyways. That's where we're going with this.
Ray, they're not winning with Embiid.
Right.
Okay.
You are right. And they're not winning without him, but I'm not attaching draft picks to get rid of the guy.
The sooner that you start on what – I'm not telling you need to screw yourself for the next 5 years to get rid of Embiid, but that's not what we're talking about.
But that's pretty much right now the way that contract's movable. Yeah, I understand. You go get 38-year-old Jimmy Butler. You go get 36-year-old Draymond Green.
Okay.
No.
Those are some great contracts, man. If you're giving up a bad contract, more than likely you're going to have to get a bad contract back.
Nope. You would improve your cap situation for sure. Otherwise, you wouldn't make the trade. You just tell them to go, like, all right, let's keep doing this.
And it also refreshes everything. Like, you can't continue to have Joel Embiid as a presence. And those articles continue to be written.
But
you can't have that.
Here's the thing from your guys' side. We're having all these conversations about how you can't have him around. The professionalism's bad. How his availability is a concern.
Correct.
If you're on the other side of that trade, what is it? Well, I really like those 76ers.
Well, you're the Sacramento Kings, or you're the Pelicans, or you're a traditionally loser franchise. We're going to do the Joel Embiid trade machine tomorrow to see if we can come up with a trade that makes sense that they would actually do. It could be a 3-way trade. It could be a 17-way trade. I don't care. But if you think for a second, even with the injury stuff, that a loser franchise like the Kings wouldn't at least try to make something happen, it sells tickets.
Yeah, we're going to do the trade machine, as you said. Sam's going to join us tomorrow. One thing that he brought up yesterday is the fact that the removal of tanking, you're not going to be able to tank anymore. So we think that kind of changes the tone a little bit about potentially going after somebody like Embiid for these other teams out there because, you're
not tanking if you're getting Embiid. Even though you might end up sucking because he's no availability, you're not tanking.
Correct.
All right. Phone calls at 610-632-0975. The Davis Honda text line. Also leaving the voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. I know we had a lot from yesterday we can still put today, Ray, that we didn't get to. Just hit that little button by where you would normally send a regular text message. Hit that little plus button on an iPhone. Boom, a box pops up. And then you hit the audio button. Then you can literally, it starts recording right away. Leave your message and then just hit send. Boom, it comes to us. We put it on the air. Leave your name and location. And Sean wants your occupation.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Let's go to the phones. We have Sean calling from Horsham, Pennsylvania. Hi, Sean.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
We got you.
Loud and clear.
Listen, it makes no sense to trade Joel Embiid. Why? Because he's a $50 million contract and
60.
Paul George is a $50 million. Okay. Well, who didn't show up in the series? So, Embiid showed Philly grit. What are you going to be left with? Maxey building around him?
Yes.
All of our plans of rebooting have worked over the years before, right? So, you need Joel Embiid in the center spot.
Okay, so hold on. So hang on. I heard you. I'm not saying that you're going to win anything with Maxey. You may not make the playoffs next year if you trade Embiid and you don't get anything of real value in return. And I want them to trade Paul George too. But so what's your plan? What's your plan to do going forward? Just keep Embiid?
My plan is to not. Okay, so everybody said I got to back up the big man. I got to back up the best center since Wilt Chamberlain. I got to back him up. For everybody to streamline the solution, to say, yeah, we got to get rid of Embiid. It's catchy to the ear, but it makes no sense.
Okay, no, I don't. So listen.
All you got to do is build a team.
But okay, you're right. You're right.
So you got a backup center. Okay, keep building. What else we got? How many games does Joel Embiid play next year?
We got 18. We got rid of the guy at the trade deadline who had 18 the same night we lost.
But you don't have him now. That's the point.
Yeah, Sean. Like you're saying a lot of things. You're saying a lot of things that are catchy to the ear as well. Now I need you to start spitting some sense here. What is your take? How many games is Joel Embiid playing next year in your grand plan?
65.
All right, that would be ambitious. Sean, by the way, like we're all on the same page, right?
He's gonna be rested.
And dude, he's got a degenerative knee condition. Next year won't be the appendectomy; it'll be something else. Like seriously,
is this Sean Bernard?
It's not Sean Bernard.
Are you sure?
No. It's
65 games.
Is this a Horsham hunk? Sean's calling from Horsham. Maybe he was in the
Horsham hunks.
Listen, man, Sean. Here's the thing. We're all fans here, and that's my message to everybody out there. If you think that keeping Joel Embiid is going to lead to a title, I got news for you. It's not. That's over. So now what do? You give him to a franchise. Draymond Green came out, and I don't think the Warriors in a second would want him. But Draymond Green came out, and Charles Barkley was saying, you guys are done. And Draymond Green said, all right, he didn't say, no, we're not done. We can win a championship. He talked about all the other things that you can still do, even though you know you're not a champion, which is lead the league in attendance, be relevant, like you're with the same team. You know, like, so Joel Embiid offers that to another franchise, which is the Sacramento Kings don't do anything this offseason. Is anybody talking about the Sacramento Kings? Are they a lead any day of the year? Are they being shown in the early highlights on SportsCenter on any night? If Joel Embiid's traded to the Sacramento Kings, guess what? Their fans, even though they played 38 games last year, their fans are going to say the same thing that Sixers fans have been saying for the last 4 or 5 years. Embiid fans are going to say right now, yeah, but he's rested. Why can't he play 65 games? Oh, we know why he can't.
Light the beam.
For sure. Yep. So, I mean, Ray, we're working on the banner for you in there right now. But it's, as someone once said, it's over, Johnny. It's over. It's over. Now, if Morey's gone and they bring in Bob Myers or somebody else gets hired or whatever, do I think he's going to be gone? I would be shocked if Morey isn't gone. I wouldn't be shocked if Embiid's back next year. I'm not saying that I think this is the most likely scenario. It should be the most likely scenario.
The reason why I'm firing Morey, to be clear, is because of the mess that we're in right now. Because this is not an obvious answer to me. Like, that's why Morey's got to go. Because the plan to putting these guys together has failed.
Correct.
I remember being on the air for the Paul George sweepstakes. The entire talking point was, man, those first 2 years, you got to take advantage of it because that contract's going to age quick. Guess what? I'm still on the air 2 years later. That contract is aged quick. He's 36. He's fallen into the bench to shoot. He can't get by anyone.
It doesn't get better from
No. And Embiid defensively has become a liability. Like, those are two facts of where we're at right now.
But this has to be, the vision needs to be, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just can't imagine somebody that would be hired. And Josh Harris should be hiring somebody that's a sharp mind that says, here's how we're going to win a championship. Here's how I'm going to take the Sixers. Here's how they're going to win a championship. Man, if that starts off with Joel Embiid, that's the wrong plan. It just is. It's okay. Like Sam Hinkie. Now, Sam Hinkie didn't win squat, and he didn't get to see it through, but his plan was actually smart. We're going to use all the cap space. I'm going to get all these draft picks. I'm going to get great young players, and that's how we're going to win. It was a great plan. It didn't work. It was a great plan. You did get Joel Embiid. Sixers had a really nice run.
Oh, yeah.
Those years.
Think about how much success they've had during the regular season over the years.
They didn't make an Eastern Conference final, but that was a really, really good run. And that was a good plan by Sam Hinkie. Anybody coming in with the plan of, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep Joel Embiid. Interview over. Gone. Because that's not what you should do. You have to look and say, okay, we're not going to win next year. We're not worried about winning next year. But I have two young studs, and these two young studs are going to be centerpieces on the team. But I need better players as well. How are we going to get that? Paul George, we get out from underneath that contract. We get a future first-round draft pick, and we get these contracts that are going to expire a little bit early. Joel Embiid, okay, we're not getting equal value for a former MVP with that much talent. But you know what? Instead of 3 years at $80 million a year, we're out of the contract after 2 years. And we have some pieces that can play. Maybe we make the playoffs this year. You're looking 3 years down the line to where how we're getting those players, and that's the start of the next run. 3 years from now.
Yeah.
That's depressing. It's better than doing what they're doing right now, Sean.
That's where I'm at. And I just want to continue to throw this out there. Like, enough is enough. The emotional roller coaster that is exhausting me, you, the organization, absolutely is having an effect on these players as well. You need that locker room to really take another step up with Tyrese Maxey, with VJ Edgecombe, and there will be other new players as well. And you can't do that when everything revolves around one player's mood, his health, and his availability. Joel Embiid, it's just too much, man. I did 96 games in 3 straight years. It just cannot happen. That is not a winning way. In this locker room, these articles will continue to be written. We've seen it. My biggest thing is this. There will be life after Joel Embiid. I promise you. If you've been
the Sixers cannot make the Eastern Conference Finals without Joel Embiid.
They didn't make it with them.
Exactly.
If you've been in a relationship and she left you, it stinks. It hurts. Yes, and for the girls too as well. There's nothing worse than being broken up with. But when you get over it, time heals all wounds.
But you need to do the breakup, which is oftentimes even more difficult because you don't want to do the breakup because you love the person and, they've been great, but you know you're miserable and it's not working out.
And that's where we're at.
Ray, you can relate to that, right?
Sure.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah, if you want me to. I mean, not really, but yeah.
You shaved the beard? I thought for sure you were shaving the beard last night.
That would be way too much of a desperate move.
A reaction?
Yeah.
No.
After we have one day of conversation about the beard showing up here clean shaven?
It needs to be set up. It's a radio bit. It needs to be set up.
Whoa. We're not getting rid of the beard. We didn't decide
You
on
shaved
that.
it before.
You told me on Saturday the beard's going.
I said I'm thinking about it. It's a debate I'm having.
All right. Let's go to Dante, and Dante, I think, is in Bethlehem. Dante, go ahead, man. What up? I don't know where Dante
I'm
is.
in mobile.
What's up, Dante, in the mobile?
Dante, how you doing?
Yo,
Well, everybody's on the mobile unless you're calling from a landline. I don't know.
Who's got landlines?
I have a landline. I
You
just don't
do?
use it.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Dante.
all right. I think you guys are a little delusional this morning. I think y'all need to rethink this situation. What are we going to get from Sacramento? What does Sacramento have to offer us?
Draft picks and cap relief.
Are you sure about that? You know that for a fact?
Well, I know they have contracts.
Yeah, but what are we going to take on 5 contracts? to get rid of Embiid?
Maybe, I don't know.
How about we do this? How about we change the person that's picking the players, starting with the president, instead of going with Embiid and focusing on Embiid, because we know Embiid is there. He's owed $192 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going nowhere. So let's
No. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to let you continue. He's not going there because you don't want him to go anywhere, right?
He's not going nowhere because which team in the NBA is going to take him?
So would you try? Hang on. I already know. Hang on. Are you going to try, though? Because you don't want to try. The Sixers should try. If they can't, they can't. But the Sixers should try.
All right, they're going to try, but I promise you, nobody.
Should they? What would you do? Should they?
Everybody see. I'm telling you what I would do. I would start with Daryl Morey, get him out of here. I would start with bringing in a point guard for this team. I would start in bringing in a backup center, a legit backup center. Why would you bring back Drummond?
I wouldn't.
Like, I would start with a point guard, a backup center, a legit 3 or 4. Make a good draft pick at 22, and Embiid is just
and losing the second round of the playoffs. Yeah, no, and losing the second round of the playoffs. If you make the second round of the playoffs,
so
yes.
you know everything. So you got all the answers.
Apparently,
you know everything.
No, but see, here's what I know: history.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Come on, Dante.
I have evidence of what Joel Embiid, how many games he plays, how far they go in the playoffs. That's what I have. What do you have?
I'm not focusing on Embiid. Y'all focusing on Embiid. I'm not focusing on Embiid. I'm working around the situation because Maxey didn't show up. You want to keep building up around Maxey, but Maxey didn't show up in the second round.
It's true.
Maxey didn't.
I agree.
He did. Let's talk about that. Nobody's talking about that.
But Dante, we're not.
Embiid is legit.
Okay, but you want to keep Embiid. Stop pretending that this isn't about Embiid.
First half.
Dante, you keep saying this isn't about Embiid. It's about Embiid. You want to keep Embiid.
It's not about Embiid. It's not.
All right,
Work
buddy.
around it.
All right,
He's not going nowhere.
No,
I disagree.
Work around it.
All right,
I disagree.
Well, you're right. They are going to have to work around it. Is that really what people want?
No.
Ray, is that what you want? You want to work around it. You
Time to move on.
You want to play this fantasy game of, we get a backup center, then you do a good draft pick, then you do a good second round draft pick, then you have the mid-level exemption, and then you do
Two-way.
this.
Don't forget about the two-way player.
Right, and then they're not good enough as it is. They're not good enough. Right? Yeah, Maxey, they're separate things. Maxey didn't play great in the playoffs. They're a big reason why they got swept. But he's also a part of your future.
Yeah.
Right, like VJ Edgecombe looked like a rookie, but he also was very impressive in his first playoffs being 20 years old. Right? Like Paul George can't get by anybody. Like we already know all this. If you honestly think that you can retool the team with Joel Embiid in the team, and again, I'm not even saying win a title, get to a final. If you really believe that, then okay. Then you do keep Embiid. Does anybody really believe that?
There will be potentially a new GM that comes in that could sell himself that vision. The Embiid tease.
Right. I end the interview at that moment when he says, well, here's what I do. I keep Joel Embiid. Zoom gets disconnected. He doesn't get a second interview. Immediately, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because if it starts with Embiid, it ends with Embiid.
Okay. I think that there will be teams out there. You bring up Sacramento, and I can see why we would connect the dots on that losing franchise. They would love to go ahead. I still think that there will be other teams out there that could see the vision with Joel Embiid and talk themselves into what he said yesterday. The knee is no longer an issue, John. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
He's going to be fine next year, right?
All right, so real fast, we have some voice memos and phone calls. Mad Mike wants to gloat.
About what?
So just looking at the East, I don't know in the East who would do a trade for Embiid. In the West, I mean, I don't know. The Kings aren't a loser franchise. The Grizzlies aren't a loser franchise. The Pelicans aren't a loser franchise.
Pelicans are in really tough spot.
They
messed around in the draft 2 seasons ago.
And they lost their pick.
Yeah, they're kind of in a tough spot. But the
Clippers wouldn't consider Joel Embiid.
They absolutely would.
In Los Angeles?
I'm telling you, man, you roll your eyes at this, but Golden State took on Jimmy Butler, right? Like that wasn't desperate.
Yeah, but he's a guard that at least still can play. Embiid's a great talent. What do you bring? What do we get? What are we taking? Draymond in return?
You get Steph Curry, somebody like JoJo. Like I could see the vision. I don't care what we get in return, like you said. Like, I'm willing to take the lump next year, but the process needs to start. It's a whole new process. It needs to start next year.
All right, give me a voice memo from the Davis Honda text line. Here it is.
Good morning, you guys. Xavier from Newtown Square. Just want to call in and talk about the Sixers a little bit. Listen, I know a lot of people, including myself, want Josh Harris to sell the team. Like, just go focus on the Commanders or something like that. Like, that's your childhood team. Go focus on that. But he's not going to do it. You know, he's sitting on the gold mine of money. He's not going to move from there. I'm going to throw up if I see Daryl Morey in a press conference announcing he's going to be returning again next year as a, basketball operations or whatever you want to call it for the Sixers. He needs to go, man. From the decisions that he's made with the roster, the contracts that he's given out, you went from having a one max contract, bad contract, to another one in PG, and then you just giving yourself no flexibility to build a team around that. And then you have an often injured center, and you have no depth behind him. Players that cannot play, that's not athletic, that can't move. Come on, man.
Even with that, they probably wouldn't have won. Daryl Morey's got no shame here. Joel Embiid is the franchise, and he played 38 games this year. There's no shame. He's made some good moves. He hasn't made other good moves. The McCain move was fireable offense. There's no shame. Daryl Morey came in. Maxi's a great draft pick. Edgecone's a great draft pick. He's had some good moves, but it's over. It's over. And then you're going to bring somebody else in, and you're 90%. Ray's 60 to 65%. I'm probably somewhere in between. You had brought this up yesterday, and it's a really good point. If he fires Morey, Josh Harris has got to speak to the press when he's hiring the new GM.
That's correct.
Does Josh Harris want to speak to the press with all the heat that's going on right now?
No, not sure.
Director of Sports for Harris Blitzer Sports Entertainment, Bob Myers, steps to the podium to talk about the decision to let go of Daryl Morey.
Or you just have we're hiring him, and then you don't even really talk about Daryl Morey. You put out a statement thanking him, but doesn't the owner have to be there to? There's nobody else that can introduce the new head of basketball ops unless they decide it's not going to be him, which they may do.
I think. So Bob Myers, you're saying?
So Josh Harris can introduce him and not take questions. He doesn't have to take questions.
If he's there on that podium, he's getting a question.
No, he's not. The Sixers are bullies. Are you like, no one's like, he would even leave?
That would be a terrible look. What are you hiding? Why are you not answering a question?
Ray?
Step to the podium.
I don't think he's answering questions.
He's not answering questions. So whether or not he introduces a new GM or not. But my point is that you made a great point yesterday. Does that influence his decision of being like, oh, crap, I got to go up in front of the media?
It could.
I don't want to do that. Oh, wait, yeah, it could.
Yeah, it's happening.
No, because he looks at that and he's like, also, Morey's making $12 million a year. That means I gotta eat that. And then they're gonna want a new coach. Now that's what, $8 million, $5 million a year, $6 million a year. So now he's doing the ledger sheet and he's like, wow, that's a lot of money. Oh yeah, you know what? He deserves another chance.
Is Josh Harris doing the ledger?
Yeah.
He's the one putting the numbers in. Yeah.
He's carrying the one.
Yeah, that's him.
That's a lot of money.
That's him.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's not getting a question, bro. The Sixers will put people through tables if they think they're going to go rogue and start yelling questions.
I just think that's a terrible look. And then, of course, people are going to connect the dots. Like, what are you so scared of?
By the way, Howard Eskin's reporting that Daryl Morey is going to be fired. He joins us at 12:25.
He wants him literally pulled the plug on Daryl Morey. I saw Crossing Broad has an article on it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. 610-632-0975. All right, more Sixers. We also have Thanksgiving plans.
How about that?
We'll explain coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5. want to do the Eagle stuff now, or you want to take a phone call or two?
We can take a phone call.
Life after Embiid, boys and girls. I promise you there will be life after Embiid.
But it really is true. You can look at a relationship like Ray. Ray's not, he's had probably a couple LTRs in his long-term,
LTR.
Long-term relationship.
I was like, is that a drink?
In his life.
If it is, I probably have had a few. LTR is just one.
Ray, you look back at your previous long-term relationship, and it wasn't a good breakup, right? Like, I don't think you look back at it and be like, yeah, like that was a good relationship, just didn't work.
She leave you?
You could ask a number of my friends. I think they would all agree.
Right. But then you do other relationships. Like when you break up, it's not cool and both parties are mad. But then you look back a couple years later and it's like, you know what? It really needed to happen for both parties. Like, it was time. And they moved on, you moved on, and you can still be friends on Facebook. And when you see each other, it's not awkward and things like that. That's what I want with Joel Embiid.
I was going to say I'm the opposite of all that.
I was going to say, I don't think I'm retiring Embiid's jersey, if that's the parallel we're trying to draw.
I look at my 2009 relationship, the last one, I guess you can claim as my ex, and I still
I remember that.
She was wrong, still, to this day, one. And if I see her pop up on Facebook, I sure as hell ain't liking it. Yeah.
Fuck! Ray, you don't know about that. God, this was messy and dirty.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Poor Sean.
Yeah.
He would just drink his sorrows away.
Yeah, still do. Still do.
It made him an alcoholic. It's not Sean, it's the ex-girlfriend.
Misread the calculations.
But a little bit on her.
No, but that's what I'm saying with Embiid. He's going to get his jersey retired. He's going to be looked at as one of the greats in franchise history. Charles Barkley said this. I think he said it to Ricky and Bill. That Embiid's had a better Sixers career. Embiid's a better player. He's had a better Sixers career.
Sure.
Embiid, if you're doing the rankings, Barkley never made an Eastern Conference final, in large part because the team wasn't good enough around them. Joel Embiid didn't make an Eastern Conference final, in part because he didn't have great teams, but he had better teams than Charles Barkley did, and it didn't work out. Regardless, I'll look at Joel Embiid. I'm not going to look at it as being, damn, that was really disappointing. It was eventful. It was painful at times. But it was worth it. It didn't work out. It's time to move on.
That's it.
A.J. Brown, Ray, it's time to move on from A.J. Brown. He doesn't want to be here anymore. Like everybody that was like, no, you don't do it. No, you don't do it. There's life after A.J. Brown.
I believe in life after A.J. Brown.
Because now you know it's going to happen, though, and you don't have a choice.
Correct.
Before, you were fighting it.
Well, I wasn't breaking up with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown broke up with me.
Right.
For sure.
But you know that, and you just make the best of it.
But also,
Correct.
I do want to say this on a serious note. A big piece to the reason why we believe in life after A.J. Brown is because of the success of the franchise. That franchise has us believing because they have hit their stride multiple times, resetting, whatever it may be. The Sixers,
the Sixers suck. I mean, it's a bad franchise. Sorry. There's good people that work in the franchise. It doesn't have to be a bad franchise. It's a bad franchise. It is. Ownership is not looked at positively. Like, we'll see where it goes. He's got a chance to rewrite that, and I'm all for that. I want the Sixers to be good.
Of course.
The best way for the Sixers to be good is to move on now and start that journey. Let's go to Mad Mike. Mad Mike, how are you, buddy?
Wow.
Oh, no. Hold on.
Jeez. Pay your bill, Mad Mike. Pay your bill.
Unfortunately, that sounds like our phone system, Ray.
Oh,
Let's try Lenny just to be sure. Lenny, go ahead.
How's it going, guys? How are you?
Yeah, that was Mad
it was
Mike's,
a sign from God. Lenny, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. So I want to chime in on this Embiid conversation here, and I do agree you need to move on. So, like, I've been around sports and followed sports my whole life, like you guys, and, like, the one thing that has always grinded my gears with Embiid is that he's never made anyone better. There's nobody been like, I'm better because I'm playing with Joel Embiid. It's always been a me-centric thing, and that attitude is contagious. So when you go around the league and look at players, like, let's just look no further than this playoffs. You've got Tobias Harris playing well. You've got James Harden even playing well with Cleveland. And, like, it's just, like, it's a very, very – everybody defers to him when they play, and it's not a winning attitude. It's not a winning culture. He's an unbelievable talent. I'm never going to deny that. It's just the body language and the me, and not the we is killer. So the NBA, the way it's shaping up right now, can you agree that the league has kind of gotten away from, like, the big three super teams?
Yeah, Daryl Morey built a team like he was running them in 2015. It's not how they do it anymore.
Right. So if you look around right now, college basketball is better. The talent is better than it's ever been. So let's just go no further than the Spurs or even the Sixers or the Hornets. They have all these players. Like right now, Steven Castle was going to hit the market. He'd get a mega contract, a max deal. If Edgecombe was a free agent, he'd get a 4-year, $90 million deal. There's all these players that come in and make immediate impact. But what is really killer is when you have 3 guys that are going to take up almost 3/4 of your salary cap. You can't build around them. It's not even really about Joel Embiid for this specific topic. It's just he's the superstar that we decided to build around. Now let's just say, and I want to get your opinion on this: who compliments Maxey well when Embiid's not playing on this team? Who compliments Maxey?
Paul George, I think, certainly more than Embiid when he's healthy. What's your answer?
So, but you had to say nobody, right? So you had to say I think. And if you look at, let's just even look at the Knicks, right? We can all agree Jalen Brunson's an all-world talent. We can all agree that. But you saw they just hit him. They just said, you're going to stick Kelly Oubre, and you're going to stay in the corner with Kelly Oubre.
Yep.
Maxey's now decided he has to guard all these other players because we have all these other liabilities. My idea of how we rebuild this Sixers team is you got to find a way to get out of the Embiid contract without unloading a pick. I understand it's really hard, and I can't tell you that they're going to be able to do it. However, if you can get out of that contract, just start throwing darts at the draft and hope that you hit
Totally
at some
agree.
of them.
Lenny, we got to run. It was a really good call. I
stuff.
agree. I agree. And who you're hiring is who you're trusting that's going to be able to build this team. It's not going to take a year. You can't say in 2 years the Sixers are going to be in the Eastern Conference Final. You might be 3 years away from being 3 years away. I get it. Like, believe me, I'm looking at my age every day now, and it's like, geez, that's. Well, if you're trying to win a championship, getting duct tape's not going to work.
Nope. And Brunson, Lenny was right, except for the fact that they hid Brunson. Brunson had multiple 30-point performances. Brunson was just tremendous in that series. Brunson has been such a difference maker for that franchise. But they have championship aspirations because they surrounded Brunson. He's not playing the hero ball. He's got guys that can actually hit those shots.
They hit him on defense where he would just he would just go
Gotcha.
because Oubre does what? Sits in the corner and waits to shoot a 3.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
because who was it that was with us that said you have to make Brunson work on defense?
Bobby C.
It was Bob Cooney. And he was right because he just parks his fat butt over on Oubre and doesn't have to do anything. That's how you tire him out. Because the dude's good. He can shoot threes. He's crafty. He doesn't mind going down, backing people down. He's got that turnaround. But then you also have Karl Anthony Towns. You can kick it out to him. He can shoot a 3. And Karl Anthony Towns is big and he commands space in the middle.
Sure.
He has offensive skill down there. You have a bunch of complementary players. That Mikal Bridges is certainly a good role-type player starter. They have a good team.
Oh, they got a really good team. They got a deep team.
Deep team.
Yes, they do.
All right, coming up, we didn't get to it, but we'll try Mad Mike again. And the Thanksgiving Day plans. What are you doing on Thanksgiving,
Turkey,
Sean?
John. Turkey. Lots of it.
Turkey and the birds. And kudos to the Flyers. And do we have a Matvey Michkov problem? 610-632-0975. A lot to talk about. It's Middays with Marks, 97.5 Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Tumultuous times. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by thereamteam.com. Unbeatable savings are on now with 0% for 60 months with approved credit on select Rheem air conditioners. Hurry to thereamteam.com and lock in your savings today. Fallout over the Sixers season's end continues. What will happen with Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse? What are the futures for a number of guys on the roster? Tony Jones of The Athletic joined Kincade and Salciunas earlier today after reporting that both their futures of Morey and Nurse could be in jeopardy. Talked about a tumultuous season for the Sixers.
This team went through a lot. How much adversity we went through. This was a tumultuous season internally for the Sixers.
You can listen to the entire conversation with Tony Jones on our website or the Fanatic app. Elsewhere in town today, a bunch of Flyers players speaking following the end of their season. Both the Sixers and Flyers swept in the second round of the postseason. We'll keep you updated everything going on there. Yesterday, we found out the Eagles and Cowboys are playing on Thanksgiving Day, so the first scheduled league for the Eagles. As for the Phillies, they open up a series with the Red Sox tonight. 3-game set up in Boston. This update's also brought to you by Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. If you want all dining, games, pools, and more, it takes a village. It takes a Borgata. Visit Borgata.com to learn more. Must be 21 and up. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
It is John Mark, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn, Daryl Morey. We will keep you updated. I mean, when do we expect something? Either like sometime this week. Not like if he keeps his job, do we find out? Like, is there a release that he keeps his job, or is he just someone gets it leaked? They say he's going to keep his job.
I don't think there's a release. He's at the combine, I'm pretty sure, because that goes from May 10th to the 17th.
Not a release, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Man, it was so ugly. We are still the topic for all the sports talk shows. They were just debating Embiid. So many people questioning whether we're a good sports city. You are out of your mind.
Nope, we're not.
Come on.
No, we're not. Because we sold all the tickets to Knicks fans. We're not a good sports city. Everything that you've heard is incorrect, Sean.
Yeah, all those people at the two parades and, the Citizens Bank Park.
Nope.
The fact that it's sold out day in, day out.
Bad sports fan. Bad sports city.
Yeah.
All right. Howard Eskin's coming up. That's correct. Howard Eskin, 12:25. He's the one that is reporting Morey's going to be fired. Or, that's everything he's hearing is that Morey's going to be fired. And I agree. Josh Harris, I don't think he's a good owner. He's not stupid. It'd be stupid to bring Daryl Morey back. You want your fan base to say, I'm not watching the team or I'm not renewing my season tickets? Bring Daryl Morey back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Run it back.
You run it back, and let me tell you, if people were forced to call in to renew their tickets or not renew their tickets, they would call us and say we're not renewing their tickets. A lot of people. You're going to lose people. You're losing people right now. You lost people after last year. You're losing people right now.
Yeah, it's clear as day.
You come back with Daryl Morey, you're losing more people. And then what happens after that?
Nobody wanted to go down there to show some fight in Game 4. I get it. They were down 3-0. I understand that. But at the end of the day, no one really believed. This franchise has taken such a hit.
Agreed.
And part of the reason is because you have a superstar that you allowed to do whatever he wants. And I know how good he is, his ability, but he plays 38 games, and you're just continuing to sell us this vision of get us to the postseason, get us to the postseason. Well, you did, and nothing was different.
All right.
Matter of fact, it was worse, John. It was worse.
Yeah.
It's worse. You think about it. Think about all the times 8 out of the last 9 years made the playoffs, and we can't luck into an Eastern Conference final.
Meanwhile, the Knicks, 2 straight?
2 straight.
Think about that. For all the Embiid in the process, we got an MVP player. Man, they can't do it. The Knicks have done it 2 years in a row. How about that, Ray? Put that in your Sixers season tickets and smoke it.
Hey, Ray.
Sounds good. I will. They smoked us. They've outmaneuvered the Sixers over the last, 4 years?
Leon Rose, who was a longtime agent, went to New York and totally turned the franchise around. No one could do it. That was bad ownership. Leon Rose available to come down here? Can we hire him?
That's exactly it. If you want to get upset with ownership, the Knicks have figured out a way to win with Dolan.
Yep.
You know how much that stings?
Yeah, it should. It should kill you.
It's been just year after year, too, where it's been so blatantly obvious to you. 2 years ago, when you lose to them in the first round, it was OG Anunoby that they traded for in December or wherever it was earlier in the season. And you got to the trade deadline. And it was like, yeah, Buddy Hield's here. And it's like, well, you got the best player that moved on trade deadline day. But the real
thing is, what about going forward?
Yeah, you didn't get the best player over that time. And I remember doing that show that day, I think with Salciunas, we're sitting there I think the Knicks outmaneuvered the Sixers today. And that was weird back then because it was it's the Knicks. Come on. Remember Ben Simmons won 1,000 games in a row against the Knicks.
Yep.
And they just continued year after year after year to outmaneuver you. They've done it at such a high level, and you're sitting here man, is it 2015 again?
Right.
We got the 2 executives right now working for Harris Blitzer that were the architects of 2 of the best teams of the 2010s, and we're sitting here talking about a sweep against the Knicks, against James Dolan's Knicks. You know
who's
sad
the other
that
guy?
is?
Daryl Morey?
Daryl Morey.
Okay, guy.
You know how sad that is?
Nice, Ray.
Hey, Ray.
I'm just saying, it's pathetic.
No, you're exactly
you think
right.
I'm not mad. I'm mad.
No, I know.
I've just hit more of where the hell are we going to go here?
Nice work,
What's
Ray.
the path forward? That's where I'm stuck.
Your path forward is bring back Embiid in a wheelchair and let's try to win a championship.
It's telling you that you're trying to get out of the house when they put a brick wall right in front of the door. You're stuck, man. You're stuck.
You're not stuck. I can put my head through it. That's what I feel like I'm doing right now, trying to do it.
Fire up the trade machine.
No, and by the way, we're moving on to the Eagles in 30 seconds. That and the Knicks owner is much worse than Josh Harris. He was getting Charles Oakley thrown out of the building and banned from Madison Square Garden. This is a really, really bad owner.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, no, horrible. One of the worst in sports.
Yeah. Pablo Torre just did a report on him where, like, literally the security were spying on fans, like, follow you on social media. Yeah, it's next level over there.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're winning.
Hey, man, because they hired the right guy, and the right guy had the vision and made a couple of really good moves. All right, Daryl Morey, you came in, nothing to be ashamed of. Goodbye. See ya.
See ya.
Now I need somebody else in here right now. All right, let's talk about a good franchise for a second.
Let's do it.
How about that? How about your team, your town, your Philadelphia Eagles? Oh, that's the Sixers. Anyway, so the schedule comes out officially when, Ray? Thursday?
Thursday at 8.
All right, so what happens is that you get it's like a process of elimination. So because, like this team, some reporter reports that the Giants are playing the Eagles. So you're like, oh, so now we know the Eagles are playing the Giants on this date. By the time they release the schedule, for the most part, we're going to know the Eagles' schedule. Here's what is known so far. So they put out the big games first. They release it. The Eagles are going to be playing on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys.
Woo!
Which you like or you don't like?
So that's going to be the second game of the day, the 4:30.
Normally the 4:30?
Yeah, it'll be the 4:30.
No. I think haven't they made that the primetime game? Is it 4:30?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want.
Yeah. If you give me the 4:30, I'm fine. I don't want the early one to 12:30 kick, and I sure as hell don't want the night.
Do they keep the lines at 12:30 still, or do they move it up to 1?
No,
I thought they were still 12:30.
Yeah, I think 12:30.
Okay, so Lions are still first, the Cowboys are second, and then you get the primetime game at night.
Yep.
All right, but do you like that?
I do. And oh, by the way, the Eagles are pretty good on Thanksgiving. All-time record on that holiday, 6-1. Now, I remember one Thanksgiving being awesome, and then I remember the Detroit Lions one where I took a picture. It was like the second quarter, and nobody was on the couch watching TV. So we've had, some good times on Thanksgiving and some bad times.
Was that the Lions?
The Lions was the bad one.
Fletcher Cox was laughing. They were getting smoked.
Yeah, we got destroyed.
And Fletcher Cox was laughing because Anthony called it. We had Fletcher for a weekly guest, and Anthony asked him about it. And Fletcher was not happy that he was asked about it. And it was a pissing match after that.
You enjoying?
Last time he was on the show.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And Anthony was, he should ask the question. He had to ask the question.
Yeah, what's going to happen from it. Sure, yeah.
Pretty much. And he wouldn't have. But anyway, I remember that one.
But the good one was what? With Sanchez? Was Mark Sanchez the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken?
Was that when he got cheesesteaks afterwards?
Against the Cowboys, right?
Remember?
Yeah.
That's when it was like, oh, my God, they found their quarterback.
The Sanchez, man.
He was the Sanchez. Finally, you needed Chip Kelly because Chip Kelly found his guy. He needs a guy with mobility that can scramble around, make plays with his legs. But Sanchez also offers the arm dynamic. And it was like, we found him. He's unlocking Sanchez, and that lasted, 2 weeks? Yeah, and it was over.
He had a hell of a career. Remember, on Thanksgiving night, he had that game, and then he had the butt fumble took place on Thanksgiving.
Is that right?
That's right, because that was the redemption Thanksgiving.
There you go.
So he came back to Thanksgiving after.
What's Sanchez up to these days?
I don't know. Haven't
Standing
heard much
trial
from him.
on a couple of felonies.
I haven't heard his name in a little while.
Yeah. My favorite Thanksgiving would be the 1989, where it was the Bounty Bowl.
Ooh.
They were fighting, right? That was 89, yeah. The 27-0. And Madden was still doing the thing. Reggie White came over and got the big turkey leg or whatever. I don't know if he was doing I don't know if he was doing turduckens.
And 89, yeah, that's
not sure.
The Bounty Bowl took place on Thanksgiving. I don't think I would have connected the dots on that one.
Yep. Yeah, so there have been some good things. So Eagles on Thanksgiving, Ray, thumbs up?
Thumbs down, man.
Oh!
Yeah, that's the guy I was looking for.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, Ray.
I mean, there's always the chance that the holiday's ruined. And, that's the brutal part. I'm not even going to do the selfish thing where it's like, now I have to send out the text. Like, I see it yesterday. I'm like,
you're going to have to work on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, I don't want to be selfish, so I'm not making this about me and me working. That's why it's thumbs down personally. But for all of us, there's always that chance that either you move dinner up and then everyone disperses because it's not going well, or you move dinner back and then you sit down for dinner after the game.
No.
And it's a disaster.
You can't eat at 8 o'clock at night.
You got to eat early.
Right, but then you're moving everything up. Everybody's got to get there earlier. It's a chaos thing for your day.
Ray does pregame, so if he's doing pregame again this year, that means that he would ruin his family's Thanksgiving.
Correct.
Because 3 games, how many hours before 3?
Thanksgiving now, how many years in a row?
Right. Yeah, I guess they.
How many years you been doing pregame? How many years you been doing pregame?
Just last year, but I've been doing.
Oh yeah, you may not even be around for Thanksgiving. What do I care?
Why?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure that's always a possibility.
No, he's going to be doing basketball play-by-play.
Well,
I forget.
We don't always do a Thanksgiving trip.
Okay.
So it was just last year. But I was looking forward to Thanksgiving this year.
All right, whatever. Let's put out a poll. It can be on the YouTube chat and wherever. All right. If people like the Eagles playing on Thanksgiving, I love it. Even with having the work, I'll put that aside. There's nothing better. That 4:30 window, everybody's sitting down.
Yep.
And you got the birds on Bird Day.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah, and like the dinner's done, and then you're obviously going to
Watching the second half.
pumpkin pie, all that. You know, then you get into like the post meal booze, because those are different. Maybe you get into some wine, maybe you get into a little liquor. Yeah, settling for an Eagles-Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. Let's go.
All
I'm
right.
in.
So far, here are the games we know. The Niners and Rams, this is week 1. Niners, Rams in Australia. The Sunday night games, the Cowboys at the Giants, which I guess people are going to talk themselves into the Giants being good this year. And then the Broncos and the Chiefs, the Monday night game, which I got to tell you, the Chiefs, Kelsey's hanging on. Mahomes.
Mahomes is the guy.
Mahomes is good, yeah, but who's he throwing to?
Well, yeah, but if he's healthy, if he's ready to go,
They were bad last year, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Do we know who's kicking off the season? I guess we don't. It'll be Seattle and who?
Well, that's Niners and Rams, right?
No. Yeah, no.
What day's that?
Wednesday. They're opening up the season on a Wednesday.
Oh, so that would be Seahawks and whoever.
Because Niners Rams is Thursday from
Gotcha.
Australia,
Yeah,
actually
you're
being
right.
played on Friday. See, this is what's driving me nuts. I can't keep track.
I think it's going to be Seahawks Bears to open up the season.
That'd be a good one. So Adam Schefter tweets out the strength of schedule because Schefter knows of course he knows the schedule.
Oh yeah.
Or someone told him the strength of schedule.
He's
So
got
he's
it in the
gotta put
back
out
pocket
there.
for the last month.
Right. Like he's like, I'm not reporting it. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do that. So the most difficult strength of schedule, and again, this is based on opponent's win percentage from last year. It always changes. When you look at it by the end of the year, it may look totally different. But going into the season, the Eagles have the 9th or the 10th easiest schedule? 10th. 481 winning percentage. So the Eagles, like right above the Ravens, right below the Jags. The toughest opponent winning percentage on this going into the season would be the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Followed by the Dolphins. So you're not even 16th. You're top 10, which I'll take, Ray.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with this division, how feeble it was a year ago.
Remember, we went over the schedule on Friday from Aronimink, which, oh, by the way, is now known as the Mink. And the away schedule was easier than home, right? Is that that's what we said. The away schedule was easier.
Tough home games.
Tough home games, but you'd rather have those games at home than not. So interesting stuff there.
All right, Flyers. I'm going to start it off with Alex in Bethlehem here. The Flyers, we didn't talk a lot about them yesterday. Man, it couldn't be any more of a stark comparison between the Flyers getting swept and getting a standing ovation and what happened with the 76ers down at the Wells or the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Holy cow. So I was at the Phillies game on Sunday, and in between innings, they put up on the big screen, and you don't really – because I was we were in left field, and we could turn around and look, but we didn't have it in eye shot. So we heard people giving an ovation, and we start looking around like, what's going on? And then we look up at the big screen, and it's like, oh, it's the Flyers. So the Flyers were there, and they were wearing – I think they were wearing Phillies jerseys. But it's like, oh, the Flyers, because it says on the big screen, you're Philadelphia Flyers. So now everybody, even if they don't know why they should be giving a standing ovation, are now standing up giving a standing ovation. So where the entire ballpark, it was a really, really good ovation for them. And it was cool. Like it was cool. So, and you look at that, you look at the Sixers and how they ended their season with the Knicks giving a standing ovation to their players in Philadelphia.
Disaster.
But do we all agree that it was a good club, good successful season?
Absolutely.
They got swept.
Yeah, 3.8% on the T-shirt, right? You start there. With 10 games to go, they were at 11% to make the playoffs. Not only did they make the playoffs, they beat the Penguins, which was awesome. And you got a little taste of a team in the Carolina Hurricanes that could potentially win it all. So you saw exactly what it takes to take that next step. This was the best case scenario other than the fact of them advancing for the Flyers. One man's opinion. Obviously, there's some moves that need to be made. You had some issues, specifically with the power play as being terrible as it was, 3 for 33 heading into that final game. I forget what it was after, but come on, man, that's inexcusable. You got to go out there and make some moves, make some trades, add in the right spots, and man, big year next year for the Flyers.
Right, I put this out there because I'm a noted hockey guy. So when people want to hear what the Flyers should do in the offseason, a lot of times they're tuning in, listening to me. Check this one out. The Flyers need to acquire their best player. They need to go get their best player. Now, I know that's not easy to do, but don't you agree? They need to get their best player.
Is this the offseason to do that?
Not necessarily. Because if they're not there, they're not there. I'm not, like I said, it's not easy to do. I don't know who that is, or because like the Vito was telling me some guys, and I'm like, all right, I don't know about that guy. I don't know about
one of those Hughes guys. Yeah.
How about Rasmus Anderson? How about that? Does that wet your whistle?
I'll let. I'm kind of like Ted Lasso. I don't really know what's going on. I'll let the other people decide that. I'm the bigger picture guy, but I know they need to get their best player. I watch the games just like everybody else, and man, every goal that they got was like they were pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Man, I like Porter Martone. He's going to be they have really good players. They have the spinach. They have the lobster mash.
Yes.
They have the baked potato. They have the really good sides. You need the steak, right?
Yeah.
You need the steak.
You need the steak. Now, is the steak potentially the maturation of players here?
I mean, you may have to say that for next year. You don't have to do that this year.
What, is the cow grazing out in the pasture right now, and we're waiting? We're just fattening it up?
But you know what the problem is with Trey Turner, Ray? The problem with Trey Turner is that was the last contract they could sign. And he's not good enough to be the last big money free agent that they signed. He's good. You could have done worse. And so they can't waste that chip in a capped league. You can't waste that salary on somebody that's not that guy.
NHL Insider. Right here.
And I'm just
Johnny
saying,
Marks.
Don't let me watch hockey for a couple weeks and I'll know everything.
I just set my notifications up right there. Any tweet that you put out now.
But I'm also right. It's the Ted Lasso approach to it. I don't need to know anything about hockey to know hockey.
John, is he a NASCAR driver or a free agent this upcoming NHL season? Stuart Skinner.
Oh, I know Stuart Skinner. He's the goalie of the Penguins. You can't get by me.
Come on. Make it time.
Have like $40 million in cap space to use. I mean,
Yes,
you're acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Ray, do you agree?
What, they have to get their best player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's this offseason.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't think it needs to be. But they also, here's one thing they do have to worry about. Man, you can miss the playoffs next year if you don't watch it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We had this conversation during our 4 hours of a pep rally for Game 4.
Yeah, they were lucky to make it this year.
They were very fortunate. Agreed.
They did their job to get there, but when you look at the point totals of the Eastern Conference, it was them and the Penguins
All
there
right.
at the bottom.
Better chance Vladar is the team MVP last year, or he looks more like a backup goaltender.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that stinks. To even float that out there.
But I mean, that's something you got to be thinking about.
It's the reality. Lord Vladar.
I don't know if their backup, if Ersson is under contract, you might want to consider upgrading that position. Just saying again,
New Star Wars coming out this summer, too. Mandalorian, I believe.
John was just raving about it.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer.
It's the mini Yoda. Everyone loves it.
Let's go to Alex. Alex in Bethlehem. Alex, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, doing great, guys. Yeah, Johnny Marks, as usual, on the hockey front, you're exactly right, my friend.
Yep.
The Flyers have to go out and get their best player, and it has to be this offseason. You know, the Flyers don't have a top 20 player in the NHL, and so I think there's going to be a big trade for maybe like a Matthews or a Tkachuk.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, with the cap space the Flyers have, I think you could also go out and acquire a high-end D-man, like a Radish or somebody, to quarterback the struggling power play.
Yeah, well, that's a big issue, and I know that that's easier said than done because you're talking about years now that they have struggled as far as the power play is concerned, but that's probably number one on the list of things that they need to accomplish this offseason is to help that out because those numbers were egregious. But you got me excited with Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is a dude that's up there in Toronto that really would just crush it playing here in the States, but obviously playing with the Flyers. It would take it to another level. Really would.
You know, when Danny Briere came here as a player, he was the most coveted free agent at the time, and he also came with Scott Hartnell and Kimmo Timonen in the same offseason. So I just think I think it's going to be that kind of offseason for the Flyers. Thanks, guys.
You the man,
All right,
Alex.
Man, that'd be something.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think you need. I don't think you need to get a superstar. But adding a veteran guy that you can rely on for goals, You need to upgrade your talent. I mean, bottom line, you need to upgrade your talent. You had success this year. You're able to make the playoffs this year. You had good defense. Your goaltending was excellent. And you had your new guys really, really step in. Now, Matvey Michkov, is there a problem with Rick Tocchet? We'll get to that coming up at some point. But, he was a healthy scratch during the playoffs. How is he going to react to that? Michkov took a step back this year with the new coach.
Yeah.
Do they look is now he a trade piece for a veteran? Right? Like, do you look at him and say, you know what? Like, his style. Vito was saying this, the Russian style of hockey, it's a big change.
I was
to what
saying
they know.
that. That's what I was saying.
I don't know exactly what that means, but it makes sense.
No,
but like, is Tocchet just too much of a tough guy where it's like, hang on, you came into camp out of shape. Are you kidding me? Tocchet doesn't deal with that kind of crap.
And that's the Russian style?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, that's not the Russian style.
Gotcha.
All right, coming up, the Phillies. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber are on pace for what? And Brandon Marsh is leading the league in hitting, or he was. Phillies up in Boston. Series starts tonight, and they have a game against Ranger Suarez. We'll break it all down. Coming up next, Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What's the future? I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The fallout over the Sixers season's end continues. The questions remain about the future of Daryl Morey as president of basketball operations. Nick Nurse is the head coach, and what this roster will look like at the start of next season. We had Ramona Shelburne on yesterday talking about the potential of Bob Myers coming down to run the Sixers.
My gut says yes, and I also just, why would a change necessarily have to happen? I'll say this about Bob Myers. I don't think he wants that job. He's not trying to take over as the president.
The gut says that Daryl Morey back as 76ers president of basketball operations. We'll keep you updated on that. We're going to talk to Howard Eskin coming up at 12:25, who's reporting that Morey will be fired. Eagles and Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. We found that out yesterday as the NFL schedule leaks are beginning to come out ahead of the schedule release on Thursday night. The Phillies open up a series with the Red Sox tonight, 10-3 under Don Mattingly. They'll see Ranger Suarez in the series. This update's brought to you by Foreman Mills. Foreman Mills, 2201 Cotman Ave is coming. Grand openings Thursday, May 14th. First 100 adults in line get a free gift card. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
We on a war tour with Muhammad, my man, going each and every place with the mic in their hand. New York, NJ, MC, VA.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. Your Fighting Phils opening a 3-game series tonight in Boston. You been to Fenway before, Sean?
I have not, but I would love to go.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wrigley was great, so I would imagine that, Fenway.
So if Wrigley's a 10, Fenway's a 5?
Ooh, that's tough.
It's just, it's cool. It's in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Wrigley. Chicago's a great town. Not that Boston isn't. Chicago's more of my town.
Yeah.
Boston's kind of, it's an older city like Philly, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah, no. I would definitely recommend it. Ray, you been to Fenway?
Huge fan.
You
Not
like
as big
Fenway?
as Wrigley. I would say I do prefer Wrigley, mostly because of Wrigleyville.
Correct.
Both of the old stadiums for me are really good to see, to experience, and then you realize why we build new things.
Right.
Especially Fenway, if you sit out in the outfield, you're facing the green monster.
Fenway's much worse.
Your neck is going to break because you have to spin to watch the game.
Yeah, no, the sight lines are terrible in Fenway.
Yeah.
No, Wrigley's much different than Fenway. But it still is an old, there's only so much you can do to renovate it without having to blow it up.
Right.
But, it's good. I sat in the bleachers and on the first baseline in Wrigley, and the bleachers were unbelievable. Oh, my God, so much fun. But anyway, how are we feeling? Because the Red Sox really haven't turned it around like the Phillies have. Phillies have totally turned it around. A couple games under 500, 3 games under 500 entering the series.
We're back, baby.
Are we?
Oh, back and then some.
Zach Wheeler tonight. Andrew Painter, going to get Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray was injured for the Sox. He's still a good start. And then Luzardo against Ranger Suarez. Oh, no.
That's going to be fun.
Is it?
Yeah, look, that's a heck of a matchup. Luzardo and Ranger.
Is it? It's kind of like playing the Knicks. I don't know if I want to
It's going to sting that much for you?
Well, if Luzardo either is really good or he's really not good.
Which is a lot of fun going into a game.
I know. I don't want him to be really not good, and Ranger throws a gem. Because then I got to deal with the conversation of, see, should have never let Ranger go and sign whatever. Like, they couldn't re-sign Ranger. They weren't going to bring him back. He outpriced himself. They had too many starting pitchers. They could have not signed Aaron Nola. Mm-hmm. They could have not traded for Jesus Luzardo. But when they couldn't extend Ranger Suarez's contract, that's when they pivoted to Chris Sanchez and they extended him. And then they were looking to Luzardo. They look at Luzardo's got better stuff. He's got great velocity. Rangers working because of his command and able to work the corners.
Yeah, Rangers got a 2.77 ERA, 32 strikeouts on the season, 7 starts. He's 2-2 on the season. But as far as innings pitched are concerned, 39 total innings pitched. So he's turned it around though as of late.
He's given up no runs in 4 of his last 5 starts.
That will get the job done.
But he went 4 2/3 against the Yankees. And gave up 4 runs. He only gave him 4. He's throwing a lot of pitches.
10 strikeouts against the Blue Jays back on April 27th.
That was a really good start. Yeah. I think he went pretty deep. He went 8 innings there. So anyway, all I'm saying is that Ranger Suarez is still a good pitcher, and I don't know what I'm getting with Luzardo. I really, really don't. That sucks. But that's part of the problem. But if you look at the Phillies as a whole, their offense is coming around, but their starting pitching's really come around. At least Andrew Painter, that's another wild card. But still, Luzardo's been really good or not so good. Nola's been okay. Wheeler's been really good since coming back. And Sanchez has been dominant the last couple starts, right?
Yeah, it's been nice. You've gotten good starting pitching back. The lineup looks like, kind of what it was supposed to, dare I say, with some of these bigger guys. Not even that. I think the bigger guys are just carrying it at this point, making sure everyone else kind of falls in line. But, yeah, they look like the team that played 4 bad teams in a row. Took advantage of the schedule put in front of them. And it's hilarious that we are 41 games into this season. And if you took Dave Dombrowski at his word back at Wrigley Field in Chicago, that you could evaluate this team 40 games in, you would say, wow, that was a team that got off to a slow start, but it is starting to find its way. And it's still May. You don't look at the standings until Memorial Day, and they'll probably be back to 500 by that time.
So here's my question. If they keep Rob Thompson, are they 3 games under 500 right now? I don't believe they are.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think they keep losing until a move is made.
Yeah, I think they got to a point where it had to be done. It's just funny because I don't give Don Mattingly credit. It's almost like I'm giving credit for Thompson being fired as to why they turned it around, not exactly Mattingly doing anything different.
You're giving credit to the air.
Honestly, you know who I think I'm giving credit to right now?
We have a good club.
Because he just cut bait.
Yeah, but anybody could have done that.
Right.
I don't want to give him credit for that.
Well,
but he did it.
Again, low bars. I'm not exactly saying that he built a great club.
Fine line.
I'm giving credit to John Middleton. That's
Why?
who I am.
Tears in his eyes walking out of that meeting like we made the right choice.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he had a little something to do with that decision too. Just I know what was said.
Well, he signed off on it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And he knew it, and he was upset.
Kyle Schwarber on pace at 63 home runs.
He's hot.
Remember that over/under, Ray?
Oh yeah, 39.5.
He's hot.
He might get that by July. The end of July.
Then he's going to be at the home run derby in Philly, and then we'll have a conversation about the second half.
Oh well, no, I can't wait to have the conversation. He shouldn't be participating in the home run derby because it'd be bad. He could lose.
Oh no.
Oh, Harper and Schwarber are doing it. Get ready.
That'd be awesome. You said Bryce Harper was on pace for what?
He's on pace for nearly 40, which is for him. We've talked about this before. The 40 home runs, insane. What might be even more impressive about him right now? We made fun of the whole "I'm going to walk a million times" comment.
Yep.
It's not necessarily the walking; it's the strikeout rate. It's the lowest of his career right now.
Yeah,
I get it; it's May, but that's huge for a fan base that's been like, we want to put the ball in play. These guys strike out too much. That's huge for Harper.
He's been really good.
Yeah.
He's been elite.
Only Bryce knew.
I guess we only find out if he becomes elite or he continues to be good.
Trending more towards elite. If you're still in between, he's certainly more towards elite than just good.
Should we have an elite meter that we just continue to go to?
Great idea, the elite meter.
The elite meter.
I would
is
say elite right now.
way erect right now.
But if the elite meter is a 10, what is he?
More than that?
No, but if the 10 is the most elite you can be, where is he?
All right. Well, if I can't give him a 10, then I got to give him a 9.5. 9.
Really?
Oh man, he's awesome right now. He's locked in.
He is locked in.
Yeah. I mean, Schwarber is just incredible. Like what he's bringing to the team, of course, but there's a lot of pressure. If you remember going back to the first home game, I said that there was something in the air. Well, clearly Bryce has stiff-armed that, and things are looking bright right now.
Yep.
Real cool.
Yeah, good.
On the Schwarber front here. Yeah. One home run for him, he'll be tied for 10th in Phillies history. This is his 5th year as a Philly. He'll be 10th.
Well, I was talking to Salciunas about this morning in a break. He's going to hit 500 home runs with the Phillies. Yeah. Because he's going to hit 50. Is he going to hit 50 this year? He's already, he's got 12 or 13?
He's got 16. 16 right now. He's tied for the league lead with Aaron Judge. You know who's got 15? That third baseman from Japan for the White Sox.
Yeah. Who's at a hell of a
samurai?
Yep.
What do they call him?
Can't call him that.
No. Yeah, you can because it's a good combination.
Well, they stopped using it.
Did they?
Yeah, the play-by-play guy used it once, and he was shamed away from doing it.
What are they called up there in Chicago? I forget. There was something else with it.
So, and also real fast, people laughed at us when we compared Brandon Marsh to Shoeless Joe Jackson and Roger Hornsby and Rod Carew. And hey, man, don't sleep on him. Leading the league in batting average, at least he was last time I looked, Ray.
Still is. 353, boys. At the top of your charts, right in front of Otto Lopez.
All-star.
Like we always said, that's why you keep Kevin Long. His message is getting through to the boys.
Yep.
There's some development.
What could possibly go wrong? Marsh has been awesome.
No, literally. Well, honestly, you got Harper potential for an all-star, Schwarber potential all-star, obviously Marsh potential all-star. Who about pitchers?
And the Sanchez. And they're hosting the game, so you know they're going to get a couple extra Phillies. They're going to be good. All right, so there you go.
I'm pretty sure Marsh was a walk to work. We pulled the tape on that. I'm pretty sure I said last week when we did the whole Ty Cobb thing that I'd walk to work if he was an all-star.
There you go.
Did you really?
I'm pretty sure.
Tighten up.
Check that out, Nate. All right,
Stuff the ballot boxes.
Coming up, we have new Rossini photos. How do these photos get to the New York Post? We'll talk about it coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5.
The Eagles will know.
97.5, the Fanatic. Howard Eskin is reporting that Daryl Morey will be fired. He will join us coming up at 12:25. And as I walk the hallways during the break, people are like, "We bringing Howard on for?" Everybody's asking why Howard's coming on.
Ooh.
So I think it's a good thing if everybody's asking, Howard's coming on? Howard's coming on? Howard is coming on.
I'm going to find out if he ever received my pizza that I delivered with my resume back in 2005.
You sent him a pizza?
King, did you get my pizza? That's what I want to know. Was their station in that building?
Yeah, Tubala.
The one that I was just in for the last 6 years.
Across the street.
That's the one I went all the way up and delivered a pizza with my resume on top. And then when I got in there, I kind of felt the nervousness. And I was like, hey, here's a pizza.
So you got a pizza and put your resume in the pizza.
Put my resume on top of it and then delivered it. Correct. What do you think? What do you think King did with that? Do you think he even ate a piece of pizza? You never know.
Howard's very good with young potential broadcasters. I know when I went to Temple, he came and spoke at one of our classes, and he gave real advice. The advice he gave me was, you may not know it, but everybody's watching what you're doing. So if you're working hard, somebody will notice it.
There you go.
It'll always get you to your next job, and your next job, as long as you're working hard, everything takes care of itself, and he was right. So even though you may not be getting a job, Howard has been more than very supportive of my career after I went over there. Didn't really have much contact with him before then. We were going up against him. But after going over there, he was very supportive of my career and always gave me really, really good advice. So I always appreciate it.
How about that?
But anyways,
did he call you a dope?
He's a dope.
You're a dope.
Yeah, he's the best. The Howard's not a pit bull anymore.
Yeah,
he's the golden retriever that thinks he's a pit bull. It's kind of
find out at 12:25.
But he's still got it in him. Yeah, he'll sink the teeth into your legs.
I do know this much: his word is still out there because I saw a lot of people pumping that take that Daryl Morey will be fired. So
I know this from his years, and I don't believe the Sixers like him a lot. He's got sources.
No,
that's correct.
Sixers don't like Howard Eskin.
I do not believe that they
shocking.
Do. But he still has a lot of times when he says stuff, it's informed opinions, and he's not necessarily reporting it. He's got somebody. He's still got people over at the Sixers. I'll say that. That's what I believe. All right, before we get to Diana Rossini, let's get to Mad Mike. Mad Mike tried earlier. His phone was bad. He can't help himself. Hi, Mad Mike.
Hey, how we doing today, guys?
That's better, Mad Mike. How are you, buddy?
Pay your bills, Mad Mike.
Good, because Joel Embiid's a big fraud loser, and he's not getting out of the second round ever here. And I'm so happy because I've never hated a guy more, and not just sports hate. This is real hate. I've never hated an athlete more than I've hated Joel.
All right, Mad Mike, give us your top 5 Philadelphia sports athletes that you hate the most. Number 1 is Embiid.
Yeah, number 2, Jalen Hurts for being a fraud coattail rider.
Come on.
Number 3, that moron head coach for the Eagles. Number 4, that moron nerd weasel Howie Roseman.
Right.
And then number 5, AI, because he had all the talent in the world and never practiced. What a loser.
Wow, that's a pretty good list. So really, when you look at that list, and I'll take Embiid off, the rest of them are some of the more accomplished and successful athletes, coaches, executives in the city, right? In particular, I mean, not AI, but Hurts, Sirianni, and Roseman.
No, I'm not calling Sirianni a coach. That guy is a figurehead puppet moron loser, and he doesn't deserve to be called a coach.
Mad Mike, you're just so crazy. I can't even yell at you after every one of these calls.
It's true.
No.
You can say whatever you want. You're going to go home and be like, yeah, he's right about this.
No, I
don't say it here.
Mad Mike, I have yet to say that once. I will just give you this. You are right when it comes to the standpoint of that he could be considered a puppet. You are right about that. Well, come on, man. He deserves the respect as a head coach. He won a Super Bowl.
Flowers and talk about, I'd like to wear T-shirts with my players' faces on.
Talk about their record and making the playoffs every year and winning the Super Bowl.
I could stand on the sidelines and have everything go right for me. Look how great of a coach I am.
Let me tell you something, Mike.
Much good.
This isn't George Seifert taking over for Bill Walsh's team with some of the greatest players in NFL history. He's doing something right. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you.
He's not doing anything, John, and that's why the
right.
team fell apart last year because they don't coach him, and they were like, "Oh, it's all Jimmys and Joes. It's not the X's and O's."
Yep.
No.
He
So,
plays.
yeah, that's my list.
He plays checkers. He doesn't play chess, and sometimes that's the right way to go. Matt
I think
Mike.
Sean Mannion plays chess.
He plays chess. That's why you need Sean Mannion.
That's what I'm hearing.
Because
Sean
Patullo
Mannion's
didn't even know
also
how to
gonna
play checkers. That was the problem. Thank you, Matt Mike. He was trying to play Connect Four, and it's like, no, not Connect Four. We're playing checkers. Patullo only knew how to play Connect Four, Ray.
I heard somebody tell me the other day from a really good source that Kevin Patullo wasn't exactly the most approachable.
Yeah, which surprised me.
Yeah, I was hearing from some really good people and people you could trust, and there's a major difference right now with Mannion, albeit early. But, yeah, the one thing that I did hear about Patullo was that it was literally, in one ear, out the other, if you had anything to ask or say. Again, one person that said it. That's all.
Right, but it's probably like if you look at Mannion, who apparently is very engaging, and he's just – Patullo got the job because he hung around long enough with Nick Sirianni, and Nick Sirianni's a loyal guy, and he's like, you're next up on the – it's a reason why he's gone, and he's not going to sniff another job. All right?
He got another job, though.
Well, not a coordinating job.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
of course, he as long as he wants to be a position coach, he'll be a position coach.
What is he with the Dolphins,
The
right?
passing game coordinator or something.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets another OC job. All right?
Probably not.
All right, so Diana Rossini, the pictures that came out yesterday, and it's him, it's her and the husband. They are they're kissing
On Mother's Day.
on Mother's Day.
How sweet.
A nice kiss.
Aw.
I would say that these look staged, and that it looks like Bill Clinton and Bill and Hillary Clinton dancing and kissing the day before the Lewinsky story came out.
Yeah.
It looked completely staged. They all of a sudden these pictures got leaked. This video got leaked of Bill and Hillary dancing around wearing bathing suits, and it's like, oh, that's so cute. And then the Lewinsky story comes out. That's what this feels like. This feels like a major PR firm that's getting paid a lot of money to try to rebuild Diana Rossini, and this is another piece of it.
Oh, yeah, to get a picture of Mother's Day, giving a kiss to the husband and holding the baby. Yeah, of course this was staged, 100%. Absolutely
There's a lot of
staged.
people. There's a lot of people that are just like, just leave him alone.
Yeah, and that's what they want. That's exactly what, if you had to pin Diana Rossini down, sorry. pun intended.
No, she doesn't want to be left alone. She wants to be her everything rebuilt.
No, but she wants people to say that, right?
Yes, of course.
Now, now the sympathy card. That's right. Now, oh, come on, leave him alone. The husband's been through enough.
Well, he has, but he's still a willing participant in it.
Yeah, who knows what the reality is?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he's like.
I don't use the word cuck, but that seems to be
I don't.
I'm not a. What does a cuck stand for?
Cuckold. It means I'm going to go in the closet and you come in and you and my wife hang.
Is Ray a cuck?
No.
He's not. Why? Why? This is about Rossini, man.
No.
I don't sit in the studio in peace.
I've seen a lot of people. Like I'll see a lot of people online be like, "Well, how do you know they don't have an open marriage?" Well, we're just going. I don't know. I don't know. You're right. I don't know everything because he's a local guy, and part of me hates even bringing this up. But like, I'm not telling you that I know him or these are like really good sources, but just based on people that have like know somebody that went to school with them, he did not know that this was going on and was shocked at it. Now, I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I have no idea what's going on.
A weak or a submissive man. He could be a cuck. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's cuckold.
I don't use that word.
Is this how you're figuring this out? You're trying to do this live on the air,
Well,
Sean?
I mean, we're all family here. Come on.
How about that?
I'm fine with it. There may be people that don't know, like Sean's saying.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of it, and especially like it gets brought up in the world of politics and like the right, the manosphere. That's a big word that they use.
Beta.
But this is like you look at underneath the pictures of that social media post.
You get the word.
Everybody's saying it, and I've never used this word once in my life until just now. I just used it twice.
There you go.
I'm learning.
The impact Rossini's had on the world is amazing. Ray. There you go.
I am not a cuck.
You think it was staged, Ray? The pictures?
I mean, it doesn't look real. Also,
of course it's staged. Come on.
I know, but people think like people really think that that's real.
Camping out on Mother's Day, like, ooh, I gotta get my
dude.
Yeah,
but I mean, you don't think people would like to get photos of them together? Wow. I mean, Jesus. It's possible that was somebody was in a tree.
That poor photographer's mom.
No.
Yeah, sorry, Mom can't make it to Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Right now at Rossini's tree trying to get the latest.
I mean, everything makes sense at its stage, but are there people looking to take pictures of them? You're damn right.
You're right about that.
I've been going through my camera roll the last 2 months.
Yeah, everybody
trying to
needs to
sell
check.
something.
Who knows?
Coming up, news and noon with Ray, a nearly good Draymond Green take. JJ Redick loves ball a lot, and a football guy take is coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Vultuous Times. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Morgenstern Medical. Losing your hair? Wish you could do something about it? Call the trusted team at Morgenstern Medical, because where you go matters. Call 610-830-HAIR. That's 610-830-HAIR. Fallout over the 76ers season continues. What will happen with Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse? Tony Jones of The Athletic reported their futures are both being evaluated right now. We also joined Kincade and Salciunas earlier today, talked about this tumultuous season.
This team went through a lot. How much adversity we went through. This was a tumultuous season internally for the Sixers.
You can listen to the whole interview on our website or the Fanatic app. Eagles and Cowboys announced they're going to play on Thanksgiving Day, 4:30 time slot there. That's the first Eagles game we've got ahead of the schedule release on Thursday night. Phillies have a series opening tonight against the Red Sox. They're 10-3 under. Don Mattingly will get a chance to see Ranger Suarez later on in this series. This update's brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen until you crash. Click it or ticket paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
I'm looking at my Davis Honda text line. And nothing like making copies in the middle of an elementary hallway, listening to Saw Embrace scream, "What is a cuck?"
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's a question that needed to be asked.
Yeah, I mean, these are the important things that I need to know. I've seen this word. I've heard this word used quite often in the last week or 2 weeks about Rossini and her husband.
And more importantly, is Ray?
Well, that's the biggest question I would have. I mean, come on.
Yeah, let's go to the phones with that question. No, we don't need to. Anyway, meanwhile.
well, let me just say, to be a cuck, you have to be unfaithful. So that means...
Well, no, but that's what they want.
Who?
The cuck. The whole thrill is, you had said the submissive part and whatever. That's the thrill.
Gotcha.
In other words, it's wanted. That's the relationship. It's not that, like, you're okay. No, like, that's the whole relationship, is that that's what you do.
So it's open.
It's open, but it's also like that's what they want.
That's what they get off on.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Thinking about that elementary school hallway right now and hoping that the volume was turned down.
Well, I'm trying to be professional with the words I'm using.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, like I said, we're all family here. Come on, Ray.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, Ray. Yeah. I was the one that opened up the can of worms.
I can't believe you didn't shave the beard, Ray. What are we doing?
What is going on with you, man? All right, the 12 o'clock hour brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Just a programming reminder, Howard Eskin's going to join us at 12:25. He is reporting that the Sixers are going to fire Daryl Morey. We'll talk to him in about 20 minutes. News at Noon with Ray. News at Noon with Ray Dunn.
Yeah.
Stories that you don't need.
Yeah.
News at Noon with Ray Dunn. It's better than listening to Creed.
I would definitely say it's better than listening to Creed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen to that intro, though. Nah, nothing will top it. Nothing will top it. Let's start with Draymond Green, because he's made news at noon now. He's becoming kind of a regular. I'm not necessarily loving the fact that he's slipped in my algorithm as much as he has. But the back and forth with Barkley, that kind of got him in there. And he's doing more talking than playing right now, so makes sense that he's there. Draymond Green had his take on the whole Wemby situation, which something that he's uniquely qualified to talk about because, obviously, when it comes to getting suspended, fined, especially in playoff games, he's got a wealth of experience. He nearly gave us what we were looking for on the topic.
What if it was the shoe was on the other foot and it was Nas Reed taking out Wemby? I think this situation would look totally different. There would be fine. There would be suspensions. Listen, I'm not one to ever want to see guys get suspended because I think that shit is whack. But standards has been set. Fines have happened. Jaden McDaniels and Joker just got fined for much less. For there not to even be a fine, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm not for guys getting fined. I'm not for guys getting suspended. But for there not to even be a fine, let alone a suspension, I think it's insane.
Which is great, right? He's got the take that, hey, there should have been a fine, there should have been a suspension. We are against that type of violence in the NBA. So far, so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all feel okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He continues on this.
So what I would say to the Minnesota Timberwolves, after watching their coach say, well, I'm happy he took the matters into his own hands and leveled Nas Reed with an elbow, I would say to the Minnesota Timberwolves, hey, guys, this is fair game. There's no suspension. There's no fine. This is fair game. Who coming out there tonight or tomorrow night and doing it to Wemby?
Yep. And that's where Draymond Green comes back out. He wants to respond to the Nas Reed elbow with elbows of your own.
Yeah, he wants the starting pitcher the next game to throw it at the batter his first time up or his second time up. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think that's going to happen. But Wemby should have been suspended. If we're being honest. I mean, the fact they didn't even fine him surprises me because at least you could say, well, we fined him. We didn't think it was worthy of a suspension. The reality is the NBA wants him on the court, as they should.
Yep.
Man, that was as deliberate and calculated an elbow as you've seen in a really long time.
Yeah, regular season.
Totally unnecessary.
Regular season, I say suspend him, no doubt. But postseason, no. You threw him out of the game. Bygones be bygones.
That's the suspension.
Let's keep it moving. Yeah. I am surprised no fine, though. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Really?
Huh. Yeah, it's a good point. being out the rest of the game that they lost.
Correct.
Isn't that the suspension, really?
And they lost that game because he was not playing.
Correct.
Point blank, they had a lead, and they could not pull down a rebound. They ended up losing 114 to 109 in that game. So that's a brutal job by Wemby. He's got to be better than that.
Yeah, but so here's my question. I mean, will they do it? What Draymond says, you know what? I don't disagree. I don't think you go up and you clothesline him like it's the WWF. But you go in and you give him a hard foul, absolutely. He's the team. Screw him.
Yeah, I guess if you throw in the 8th guy on the bench.
Yeah, I'm not saying to do it. I'm not saying to do it with your star.
The attendants are up. And now if you're the 8th guy on the bench, who's paying that fine for you? Because if I'm the coach, someone's got to be paying. That guy's probably not making what the superstars are making. The superstars aren't going to be the one that gets thrown out of the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at which guy could do it. Yeah, like Terrence Shannon Jr., Joe Ingles. I'll bring Joe Ingles in for a couple minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, when I think tough guy, I think Joe Ingles.
Send him in.
He's at least a big dude, right? I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it anyway, but regardless. Dre,
he was so close.
Yeah, he was there.
He had it. 30 seconds of a take there where he was spot on the money, and then he's like, you know what? Warfare should open up between these two sides.
9.5 point spread tonight. Spurs are favored at home.
Spurs line.
All right. So the season that ended last night, the Lakers get swept by Oklahoma City. All the conversation about LeBron's future. JJ Redick knows where we're taking this because Redick nearly told you that he cares more about basketball than his family.
Yeah, I care more than, I hate to say this about my family, but I care as much about this as anything. I love my wife and kids, but.
So close. The filter kicked in at just the right moment where he didn't finish the sentence, but he so badly wanted to say he cares more about basketball than his family.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, but it's not. What did the Seahawks coach talked about how he never sees his kid or something?
Yeah,
and he was almost saying it like he was proud of it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're a horrible father.
I saw my 8-year-old for an hour on Thursday. We did screen time together. We zoomed.
Yeah, it's like, oh, great.
But that's what they're in, and you're talking what's JJ Redick making to be the coach of the Lakers? How many mil?
$8 million, maybe.
That's a good deal.
Something like that.
That's a good deal. Little Johnny and Susie will be okay till the summertime.
Yeah, and he wasn't working at the library before he came to be an NBA coach. He made some money.
Oh yeah,
playing
just a little bit.
It's not about the time spent. It's about just point blank saying it. I care more about this basketball than I care about my family.
Is he gonna care about the basketball when LeBron's not there next year and they're worse off for it? I know Luka's a great player. Luka's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, Luka's got to stay up.
And Luka's also got to win.
How about LeBron? Let's see, 43? 41, and he just played 40 minutes. I know they lost. But he
It's why he's the best player of all time. I don't know if I believe it, but I'm starting to say it just to get the.
Michael Jordan went to 6 NBA Finals, won all 6, and was a 6-time MVP.
And he was cooked by the time he was 40.
Yeah, but you know what? LeBron won in the bubble. It's as close as ever.
Can we see your computer background before we continue on
No,
your
Sean,
conversation?
you said it, because it's really what I believe. Man, there's never been a better conversation regarding that right there than right now. Because Jordan's the ultimate winner.
Yeah.
LeBron, look at the games. Look at the freaking playoff games he's played in his career.
Yeah. Death taxes and LeBron James was in the NBA Finals 10 straight years.
And 41 years old, and he can't carry a team to winning a title right now. But damn, man, he's good.
Would you take him on the Sixers?
Are you kidding me?
Whoa. We're making that show sheet.
Yeah, we're doing that tomorrow.
Yes, I would. Yeah, no, he's been a joy to watch, man. A hell of a career. And you could, if somebody wants to make the case, that's fine. I'm still an MJ guy, and I'm not backing off it.
If Draymond Green didn't cry to Kevin Durant in the parking lot, things would be a lot different around here. But I digress. I'm not having that conversation today. All right, I want to take you just to the ultimate football guy. Charlie Kohler, tight end for the Chargers. I don't know. They got off-season programs going on. I don't know why he's talking in front of a podium, but gave the greatest football guideline of the offseason so far.
You know you're running it. There's 2 minutes left in the game. They have no timeouts. You do it first time the game's over. You know you're running it. They know you're running it. Your wife knows you're running it. Their wife knows they're running it. You still run it. It's like, that is more satisfying than any touchdown I've ever had. And that's kind of one thing I've grown to appreciate in the NFL. It's like,
good trench warfare in football, man. There's nothing like it. 3rd and 3, they know you're running to pick up the first down. I'm sure it's so much more rewarding than catching a touchdown pass. Said by a guy that has 30 career receptions.
For defensive players, they'll tell you there's nothing more demoralizing than when a team is just running the ball down your throat and you can do nothing to stop it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've heard Trot say it. Ike used to say it all the time. When you know it's coming and you can't stop it, you don't like. There's only like, what do? You start trying to take out linemen instead of going after the ball carrier. Like, what are you going to do? So you're not a football guy like me, Ray.
No, that guy's a football guy right there.
Oh, he's a football guy.
Oh, that's a true football guy right there. He's 4 years in the league, 30 catches. He knows where his bread's buttered, man. He's a blocking tight end.
He is a blocking tight end. That's in his bio. No doubt about it.
Don't we have the best blocking tight end in the league?
That's what we said. Johnny Munt.
Johnny Munt?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Best third-string tight end ever?
Yeah, no, I mean, people are making the case.
I mean, Trey Burton will forever be my answer for that, but I could see us having an MJ and LeBron type debate with Johnny Munt and Trey Burton at some point.
Definitely. Well, Trey Burton was sometimes the third tight end is the pass catching tight end.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the blocking tight end.
But he's everybody's favorite third string tight end. Trey Burton was the man.
Eagles have a lot of tight ends. Just saying.
They do.
They just drafted one. They already had a bunch of them. Goddard came back, which a lot of people didn't think.
We could talk to Jeff Mosher about that coming up at 1 o'clock.
Jeff Mosher coming up at 1 o'clock today. That's a very good tease. Howard Eskin coming up at 12:25. His thoughts and his reporting. Daryl Morey will be out of here. But what about Joel Embiid? Let's go to Lance in Arizona on that very subject. Lance, go ahead, buddy. How are you?
Good. So the thing with Embiid is to get out of that contract, you're going to take on bad contracts back because you have to match. But you're going to have to give up something, like in terms of assets.
What do you need?
Get him somewhere else.
What do you need?
Like,
what do you need? What do I need to include to get rid of him? I'm asking.
Probably a first round pick, maybe even two, depending on what team.
Sold.
See, there's.
But here's your problem. Here's your problem if you do that. Tyrese Maxey only has 3 years left on that contract. After next year, he has 2. That's his peak value, right? If you let that go into his last year of his contract, and you have just cleared you're
resigning
that contracts anyways.
You're resigning Maxey
you're
to
wind
another.
Up being in a roster that's not good enough. He might say at the last year, be like, I don't know if I want to extend with you. I want to see how this roster plays out. You get to the end of that contract, he just walks away with nothing, and you traded away assets that you're going to need.
Guys don't do that because they make max money with the teams that they're with. So the idea Maxey's going to leave because the Sixers, that's a loser mentality to go into it. You know, the mentality is by the time Tyrese Maxey's contract is up, you're making your move with this new young team, and Maxey's your veteran guy that's in his late 20s.
What young team you could have? You're trading assets.
You got to build them.
What young talent?
We're talking about
you traded away 2 first-round picks.
Lance, and Lance, just so you know, there are plenty of people out there that are floating around trade proposals that don't include picks. Now, bad contracts, you're right about that. But look, at the end of the day, Joel Embiid, you're not the only one that loves him. There are plenty of other teams out there that would probably say, you know what, he would look good in our uniform.
What teams are taking on $60 million
let's stop worrying about that.
Year.
Just hang on. Just let me talk and then you can respond, Lance. All right. So you want to keep Embiid, right?
No, I'm fine with trading him. I just don't want to trade away assets to get rid of them.
Well, you just said 1 first-round pick. Who cares?
That might only be 1 first-round pick, depending on what you take back.
Okay.
You might have to take a contract that's just as bad as his.
Well, you're not going to do that.
In roster construction, you can't do anything.
Okay, so let me preface this. I'm not taking worse contracts back to trade Joel Embiid. I'm not giving up 5 first-round draft picks to trade Joel Embiid.
No, not doing that.
That's not what we're talking about.
No, I'm not doing
Nor should the Sixers.
Yes, correct.
Can the Sixers get out of that contract? Can they trade for contracts that expire after the second year rather than the third year? Here's the thing with the roster. If you're like, well, the roster's not going to be good enough. The roster's not good enough now.
Correct.
So what's the point?
Yep.
Are you a better team now with Embiid? Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, you're a better team with Joel Embiid than not having Joel Embiid. Sure, even for 38 games.
38 games.
But what does that get you? We're past this, aren't we?
Some.
Ray's not. Ray's still holding on.
What does trading him get you?
Well, yeah, Ray's with Lance. Lance and Ray are in the same car.
Trading him gets you a start to the future.
Does it?
Yeah.
What's the future?
Because you're removing him from the locker room too, which is a deal.
Yeah, you need to part of the reason I saw why they really like Edgecombe was he's a culture builder.
Yeah.
So Ace Bailey, who has a lot of talent, and he actually looked pretty good with Utah the first year at the end. But VJ Edgecombe was looked at as a guy that's like, that's our leader right there. That's our culture. That's what we want. That's who we want at the head of our team. Him and Maxey.
Correct.
Embiid's not Embiid's culture is bad culture.
We talk about the identity of the Eagles. What's the identity of the Sixers?
Joel Embiid being injured all the time.
That's it. That's Joel Embiid, whether or not he'll be healthy.
So I guess my biggest question for you guys in this idea that he is the culture, he is the leader, haven't we gotten past this idea of whose team is it? It's been Maxey's team now for.
It's not Maxey's team. You're silly.
It's not Maxey's team.
It absolutely is.
No, it's not.
It for sure is.
It's Maxey's team.
He's the leader of this team, for sure.
No.
Joel Embiid sets the tone for everything that happens with this team, from shoot-around to practice to games to everything, press conferences.
Whose team was it in that Boston series?
It's Maxey. Maxey's the leader. If you want to say Embiid's the best player, sure, but Maxey's the leader. It's the same. It's the Schwarber-Harper dynamic for you here. Schwarber's leader of that clubhouse.
And it's Harper's team.
Yeah, that's fine, but he's the leader. Maxey's the leader here.
I
Put it on a poll.
that.
I don't agree with that. I think it's Joel Embiid's team. Put it on a poll, McLovin.
Okay.
No, it's Embiid is the best player. He's the former MVP. They can say this is. He can say that this is Maxey's team. It's true. He is the leader. That's why you need to get rid of him, because he is the leader, and Edgecombe's the leader, and then and that doesn't actually start until. That doesn't actually start until you get rid of him. Let's go to Ish. Ish is calling from Levittown. Ish, go ahead. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
What's up, Ish?
Hey, good show. With this Embiid thing, I would trade Embiid and attach second-round picks and attach a future first-round pick, but like later on down the line, I don't want to attach any first-round pick that has to do within the next 2-3 years, just based off the fact that Embiid is done. Embiid is cooked. And Paul George, I think, has to go. I think what they should do is fire Nick Nurse, fire Daryl Morey, fire the whole athletic staff. Everybody has to go. Hire Sam Cassell and get Bob Myers in the front office.
And could happen. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're firing everybody in the organization. Yeah, but Paul George, you would think maybe they keep Paul George just because they look at Edgecombe and Maxey and Paul George. That's not a bad three.
Is you calling from the bathroom?
I think he is.
Yeah, I go to the bathroom.
Are you on the toilet like Herb?
No.
Did you washing your hands?
Yeah, I am. But that's what I think they should do. And they should hire Ray Dunn as Ribbity Bibbity so you can do the little funny house. Are you there,
Hey, Ray.
Were you there? Oh, and Johnny, I just have to ask you a question.
Right.
I find it so absurd when New York Knicks fans are in the building when we're playing at the Xfinity Center. Would that make other players want to come here? Because that was so ridiculous. I was like very appalled about it when that happened.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I mean, I don't think it helps. But
look, you got the Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Warriors. Those are your four franchises that no matter where they're at in the standings, people will come out and support. Now, they are legit championship contenders. They played up 95. It was real easy.
But also, I think Ray said this yesterday, these are also, a lot of these people get priced out of Madison Square Garden because there's not as many available tickets.
Yeah.
A lot of people with season tickets.
Who wants to go to the city, too?
Well, I mean,
that's a kick in the ass.
It's easier to drive down 95, like you said, and for $200 they get in the building. And by the way, their team is better than the Sixers, and they're like,
Sure,
wouldn't you like to go to a game like that if you were a Knicks fan?
Would love it. Would love it.
Don't Eagles fans like to go to stadiums like that and take over?
You're damn right.
We love it. Yep. Coming up next, is Daryl Morey going to keep his job in Philadelphia? Is Joel Embiid going to get traded? We will ask Howard Eskin. That's coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Tumultuous times. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Fallout over the Sixers season continues. What will happen with Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse? Tony Jones of The Athletic reported their futures are right now being evaluated with the organization. Tony Jones joined the morning show earlier today and talked about this season for the Sixers.
This team went through a lot. How much adversity we went through. This was a tumultuous season internally for the Sixers.
Howard Eskin is reporting that they will get rid of Daryl Morey as president of basketball operations. We'll talk to Howard Eskin coming up in the next segment. Eagles Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. That's the report from the NFL. First game we're finding out from of the Eagles schedule coming up this fall. Eagles Cowboys Thanksgiving Day. Full NFL schedule release coming your way on Thursday night. The Phillies open up a series tonight in Boston against the Red Sox. They're 10-3 under Don Mattingly. This update is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we are back. It is Middays with Marks, John Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. Joining us right now, and he's live on Zoom because he's got that nice background with the office. That's where he does his show from. He said Mike Florio on last week.
How about that?
He is the great Howard Eskin, and he joins us right now. Howard, hello. Genius, are you there? That was for Is he there? Does he have the unmute the Zoom?
King.
Now, see, he does this. So sometimes you worry about some of our older audience and trying to get all the stuff ready.
Uh-huh.
But I know he does the show all the time, so I was hoping that he'd be able to get all that down. All right, well, we'll work on that.
It's not Ray's fault.
Ray? Is it you? Do we see him?
I just like blaming Ray.
So here's what Howard tweeted out. Changes are coming for the Sixers after another disappointing season. I'm told by sources, Sixers organization having serious discussions to fire replace Daryl Morey, president of basketball operations. His record since being hired by Sixers in 2020 has not been good enough. I'm hearing, and then he follows up a little bit later on. He says, I'm hearing Daryl Morey beyond life support as 76ers president of basketball operations, and Sixers ready to pull the plug. And part of the thing is of the unknown is who this Josh Harris is the owner, but who is the guy that he discusses these matters with? We don't know.
Yes.
Is it Bob Myers, who used to run the Warriors? Is now he the guy that has Josh Harris's ear? You would think that'd be a possibility. And if that's a possibility, I'd say that Daryl Morey's as good as gone.
Yeah, it's absolutely a possibility. And I think it comes back to, for my money, it's just how it played out, how lifeless this team was in Game 4. If you come away from that game where your arena was 75% filled with Knicks fans and saying, you know what, maybe we'll do something different next year. Get a different result if we run it back. Then, yeah, you're not exactly good at your job either. Now, I'm not trying to make that Josh Harris is a great owner, but I don't think he's a dummy.
He's not stupid.
Yeah.
And to bring back Daryl Morey, now, maybe Morey says, all right, here's my plan. We're going to get rid of Joel Embiid.
He gave the contracts.
I know he did.
That's the issue. It's like, dude, you're the reason why we're in this position.
For a second, I was trying to play contrarian.
Sorry.
No, but you're right. Like, you can't be like, yeah, we're going to move on from Joel Embiid. But, maybe does he try to pitch that, or is he just going down with the ship? Probably going down with the ship, right?
Yeah, because you know what he's going to do. He's analytics, that type of deal where he's going to say, our odds were this, and if we were able to make the playoffs, our numbers would be this, our percentage to advance would be this. And he's going to start spitting those type of analytical numbers. And whether that's something that catches Josh Harris's ear or it did in previous times, sure. But at this point in time, it didn't work. So here we are in 2026, and it's just time to move on.
Yeah,
that's all.
You gave him the contract you're allowing him to make the basketball decisions.
Yeah.
Now, they've also been ducking the luxury tax the last couple of years. That's not Daryl Morey's fault. But with that being said, there's been too many moves. The Embiid contract didn't work out. The McCain trade is a fireable offense in itself, but he's been given an opportunity. 2020 is 6 years ago. 6 years. He's had the opportunity to build his team to try to win, and he's taken a lot of shots. The Embiid stuff, ultimately, without Embiid being healthy and being available, it was probably never going to work out. But, all right, joining us right now to discuss, he's reporting that Daryl Morey's 76ers career is on life support. His name is Howard Eskin, and he joins us right now, Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, genius.
Hey, what's happening? You can hear me now, correct?
Loud and clear.
I can hear you, Howard.
Okay.
You look great, buddy.
Thank you. The reason I was unmuted, there's different microphones that can be hooked up, and I have a Shure microphone, and the Shure microphone wasn't clicked up to Zoom, but it's clicked up to, I don't know why it wasn't clicked up. You got to go through all these things, but I don't know why I'm apologizing, but I'm sorry.
You're fine. I didn't know you were an Elvis fan. You have guitars in your background. Look at the backdrop that he has.
Elvis, I went to the last Elvis concert in Philadelphia. It was in May of 1977. He passed away in August of 77. That's when he died. I was at the Elvis. I love Elvis because I used to spin records for those top 20 disc
WFIL,
jockeys.
right?
Yeah, right. And Elvis, George Michael, who I worked for and then did segments for on his national show, loved Elvis, and I just loved Elvis. And then it's just so I had to get my Elvis statue.
Do you do an Elvis? Do you go, no?
Suspicious minds. That's when sports, we have a lot of suspicious minds.
Well, Howard, it's great to talk to you, man. You look great, look well. I know you never had a bad day in your life, so you're doing all right?
Yeah. You know what? You said it. I've never had a bad day in my life. Bad moments.
Okay.
There are bad moments, but they're not bad days. So I'm doing great. I'm just having fun. There's still people that don't want to hear what I have to say, but hey, listen, bleep them.
But I
This is
do.
radio.
I want to hear what you have to say because I know you're connected, Howard, and I love you. All right. So you're hearing Daryl Morey is gone, and you told me last night that you're hearing it from a couple different places. I'm
hearing it from multiple, more than a couple.
Would you be shocked?
Sources.
Would you be shocked if Daryl Morey kept his job?
Yes, I would. And here's what the Sixers are such a, and I know you guys, your company does business with them. They're such a devious organization. They really are. They bitched at me when I complained about that arena, which never had a chance in Philadelphia. Never. And it was never the right place for it. So they got mad at me then. One of their people, I won't say who it was yelling at me. It just give me a break. I'm reporting because I was told all the financials and the dynamics and the infrastructure. So they got mad at me. So they don't like what I say. The Sixers are so devious because I put it out there. I can see them trying to say, hey, listen, how do we discredit Howard Eskin? I'm not talking about myself in the third term, but how do they discredit me? And now how are we going to spin this? They want to do everything the way they want to do it. Hey, sometimes things get out. People know. But let me, a simple question.
Yep.
If you're an organization after the embarrassment of that Knicks series that wants to move forward, don't you have to make changes?
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Harris would be stupid to keep Daryl Morey.
Okay, he's got Bob Myers, who's a brilliant guy, really sharp guy, who was the general manager of the Warriors for years, led them to multiple championships. He oversees all his sports teams. Now that he's the guy helping Josh Harris, who is basically clueless when it comes to sports, he just cares about dollar signs. So he's got a guy that understands it. Daryl Morey is a con man. I don't know how he kept his job and he got a raise during this job. But one of the reasons is Josh Harris was worried about his football team. So he wanted to have somebody that oversees the basketball team, and he had Daryl Morey. So he gave him more money but what has he done? Now, I heard, Sean, I heard you say Embiid was the leader of this team. Zero. You see that? Zero leader. I'll tell you why. Mm-hmm. When you say you got to make changes, you can't trade Embiid. He's got 3 years left because Daryl Morey was brilliant enough to give him a player option in that third year. Then you got Paul George, and nobody, and the guy from the Clippers, an executive from the Clippers, told me the most they were going to give him is 2 years because they already had him, and nobody else was giving him more than 2. And Daryl Morey gives him 4 years. So you're stuck with those contracts. You can't make those trades. But I'll tell you, Sean, I'm going to tell you why Embiid's not a leader. Let me get to that before I get.
No, but Howard, hang on. We agree with you.
Yeah.
We're saying this is his team, and that's the problem.
And I might be wrong on that because he only played 38 games. So how can you be your team if you only play half the season?
But it's his team.
I agree.
No, it's not his team. It's Maxi's team. Maxi can't be. He's not a superstar, but he's a really good player. He's a really good guy. He listens to the coach, which Embiid doesn't do. Embiid plays for himself, his own numbers, doesn't play for his teammates. How about this? He got the Sixers to give him his own chef and therapist to come to his house where everybody else has to go to the facility. You think the players like that? You think the players respect that? And Daryl Morey lets that happen. But the thing that I've seen on social media since I put that out is, I said his draft hasn't been good. And they say, oh, his draft's been good. And they always say Maxey. You can Google it. Go back to that news conference. And Daryl Morey said that was not my pick because he had just gotten there. That was Elton Brand's pick. Elton Brand made the decision on Maxey. So take Maxey out of the equation. What has he done? He's got VJ, third pick. An idiot could have picked EJ in the third pick. As a matter of fact, an idiot did pick him. All
right. So Howard, you would agree with a lot of people.
What's the matter? You don't want me throwing it out there?
No. Like, listen, I think a lot of people, and there's not a lot of people giving up resistance that Morey shouldn't be back. I mean, I will say this, just back on the Embiid thing. Until you get rid of Embiid, it's always going to be his team. I'm not talking about him being a leader. We're not talking about him being a good leader. It's him, his injuries. Like, what are the Sixers? If I say the 76ers, what do you say? What do you think? You don't think, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. You're thinking about Embiid.
Yeah, because everybody kisses his rear end. You think about this. This dynamic is amazing. Do you know Joel Embiid has not played 6 straight games in his career?
No, he has. He hasn't. There's. You're not far off of him, but he hasn't played more than 6 games in a long time. So I saw that same stat, and it was proved to be wrong.
Okay. As of somewhere during the season when he was out,
I saw it too.
He had only played 10 more games than Ben Simmons, who didn't even play this year.
But Howard, we know this. We know this, right?
Okay, so let's get we know Embiid, you can't trade him. But whose fault is it? How do you give him a 5-year extension
Insane.
when he was hurt? He was hurt. How do you do that? And then people are putting out it's the owner. But the owner, hey, listen, the owner, the general manager says, or the president of basketball ops or whatever his title is, said, hey, listen, this is what we should do. And the owner said, yes. So, you've got to move forward and you've got to set yourself up for the future. You can't let him continue. The 27 draft is the draft. From what I've been told, the 27, to think that you can think about players 2 years away because they don't have a draft. They have a pick, but it's not theirs this year, and they have no second-round picks unless they make some trades. But you've got to get your team going in the right direction. What direction has this team gone to go in the right direction with Daryl Morey leading the way?
Howard, again, I think everybody agrees it's time to bring somebody else in, and we hope that that's Bob Myers. If Bob Myers doesn't want that job, then maybe it's somebody else they bring in from the outside. But and you're going to say they can't trade Embiid. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that you can't sucker some bad franchise, to take on the Embiid tease because the talent's there. They'll sell some tickets. Now, a good franchise isn't going to want Joel Embiid, but I'm not resigned to the fact that you got to keep him because if that's the case, what does it matter? Keep Morey. It doesn't matter. You're not going to win.
How are you going to trade him? He plays less than half the games. He's got 3 years guaranteed. He's got $190 million coming this way.
Because you're taking bad contracts in return for the first 2 years, and you're not really getting anything in return.
And so what does that do for the team?
Well, at least it starts it over. And it allows you to say, okay, Embiid is now gone. Now here's the direction. Howard, if I was interviewing somebody for the job, to take over for Daryl Morey, if he started the conversation with, well, we're going to keep Joel Embiid, I'm ending the conversation. You have to get rid of him. The rebuild actually doesn't start until he's gone. So you have to do what you have to do. If you're hiring somebody, he needs to have the Howie Roseman-type connections in the NBA to say, like Daryl Morey got the Oklahoma City GM to take Al Horford off his hands. And that's a relationship type thing. I need Bob Myers to get helped out by somebody.
Al Horford has actually played well since he's gone. Not a great player. He's a steady player, which is what other than Maxey, Edgecombe's a rookie, so let's give him a little time. Other than Maxey, who do they have? Is Paul George a steady player? I mean, he became invisible in one of the halves of the last game. He doesn't play a lot of games.
But you would trade Joel Embiid if you could, right?
Yeah, but you can't.
I think you can.
Well, if they bring somebody in, they got to develop a plan. Listen, the Sixers are 3 to 4 years away from being 3 to 4 years away from being 3 to 4 years away, unless
you move off them now. Then you're 3 years away from being 3 years away. I said the exact same thing earlier. If you keep Embiid, you're actually 9 years away. You just said they're 9 years away. I mean, if you keep Embiid, that's 3 more years.
Obviously, they can't go forward, but they can start the process. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
There
know
it
you're a
is.
big process
There it
guy,
is.
Howard.
That process was the biggest scam by Scam Hinkie I have ever seen. That was a Ponzi ball scheme. It was a joke. There was, I won't say who
We're
the
playing
general
all the
manager
hits with
was.
Howard today.
I love it.
Well, there was a general manager that I heard from the other day in the NBA, and he said, "I loved your question to Scam Hinkie." He didn't say Scam Hinkie. The Sam Hinkie says, I said the question was, Sam, when are you going to land the plane? It's just he keeps on keeping on just to push it back to lose, but you can't do that anymore.
Who was the GM, Howard?
Scam Hinkie?
No, you said a GM told you. I just.
No, I can't tell you.
Because he had said that Alshon Jeffrey, they asked him early in the morning, like, well, what was it that Alshon said? I don't even remember. And Howard goes, oh, yeah, all right. It was Alshon Jeffrey.
Well, yeah, it was a quote, an anonymous quote to, she's not even covering sports anymore. I forget.
Josina Anderson.
All right, Josina Anderson.
About Carson Wentz?
Yeah, but everybody in the building knew who it was, and nobody would say anything. And then he got
You
mad
said
at
it.
me. And then he went to Howie Roseman, and it stopped. The thing is, and I went there in the locker room that day, and I stood there near his locker if he wanted to talk to me. You can't be afraid of these guys. But whatever, that goes back in past history. The media now doesn't ask questions that really need to be asked. It's really
Sean was actually going to ask you about the state of sports radio in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue right there, Howard.
So Howard,
don't ask.
To end
it's not just sports radio. How about the reporters? Those news conferences are the biggest joke. The question that Dave Dombrowski, and I made a point of it. The question that Dave Dombrowski, when he fired Rob Thompson,
right.
And a week before, I said that's when they're going to fire him. The day off before they have an easy schedule coming up. Makes it look really good. Bad teams. So, and the guy said, well, the fans are wondering what you have done. Don't tell me the fans. How about you asking your own question? Don't put it on the fans because that's a weak way out.
All right, but Howard, listen. Tim Kelly is an up and coming reporter who works very hard. Yes, well, that's who asked.
He was a producer for me at one time.
I know. Just be nice. Yeah, listen, I understand. You get a little bit older.
I didn't mention his name. Why did you mention his name?
I did because, like you said, I don't mess around. I don't play games with all that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not going to mention his name. I'll leave him stay anonymous.
So hang on, real fast. Just one more on Embiid because there's been a lot of talk. I'm interested in what you know from the inside because there's been a lot of talk about Embiid, whether it's not coming to team activities like when they benched him earlier in the season because he was sick. Is this something that's commonplace? I know Tyrese Maxey during a team meeting before last season had called him out, and then that got leaked to the media. But, I mean, is this a common occurrence where Joel Embiid just he's on his own time, like AI time? Is that something that you hear?
Yeah, well, let me just lead with this. Kyle Lowry is a great guy and had a wonderful career both at Villanova and in the NBA. But the reason they signed Kyle Lowry, because he's one of the guys that would get in Embiid's face. The problem is when a player doesn't play, it's hard to get for Embiid to respect. Hey, listen, you're not even playing. He doesn't playing 30-point blowout. And that's not Kyle Lowry's fault. He was signed for a reason. But, yeah, I mean, but it doesn't matter to Embiid. It doesn't matter. And then he gives you these news conferences. First of all, the kid shouldn't have been there. Steph Curry did it when they won the series. You don't bring a kid up there to try to deflect the tough questions. But it's just he always gives me that, he's always in bubble wrap. And, it's just the guy's, he's the China doll. But he always is, whoa, it's me. Oh, I had complications with my appendectomy. What kind of complications did you have with him?
Well, he did have surgery a couple weeks before that, Howard. I mean, at least be fair.
I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks. Whatever the case, he came back. There's no complications. It's always like, oh, I worked hard. I've talked to people that say, and when he has his own, physical therapist at his home, you don't know whether he works hard. So, and the therapist isn't going to say anything. This team is a dysfunctional mess, and the people at the top have to stop that. And Nick Nurse has just got to play the game. There are times when Nick Nurse wanted him to go in, wanted him to come out, and I hear from people sitting. I have a friend and I'll just say he sits right next to the bench, told me, well, he didn't want to go in. What do you mean he didn't want to go in? He didn't want to go in. And then when Nick Nurse said to come out, he wasn't coming out. I mean, it just, he's out of shape. He can't jump. You can jump higher than he can right now.
Well,
it's just, but he is an issue, but you've got to get to, who created this problem? They shouldn't have signed him. Let him sign somewhere else. Move forward.
Well, there he is. That is Howard Eskin. If you're saying yourself just tuning in, that sounds like Howard Eskin. That's Howard Eskin, live from his home. You can go on to his social media at Howard Eskin. That's where he does his. That's where you do your show live on Saturday mornings.
I'm doing it a Wednesday night at 7:30. Billy Cunningham's going to be on, and Billy's going to be on because we talk all the time. The last coach. A lot of people may not know him. The last coach of the Sixers to win a championship. He's the last coach. So he's
43 years ago.
I know. So he's on tomorrow night. It's Wednesday night, 7:30, and then Saturday mornings at 8. But hey, listen, you got to move forward. This team was at one time, a good franchise. No, it's the worst franchise in my lifetime in Philadelphia. It's the worst.
Well, if you think about it, between the two winner teams, it's been 90-some years since they've won a title.
Yeah, I know. But the Flyers, I'll say this, the Flyers are the next team to win a championship in Philadelphia. The next team.
Not the Eagles?
No. Nope. Flyers. And the Eagles, whenever you have real success for a few years, you have some down years. Look at Kansas City. Great coach. Maybe the best quarterback.
Roster's not great, though. That's not a great roster.
That's
not a great roster, though. Eagles have a better roster than that.
Well, but the point is they lost players because you can't keep everybody. I'm telling you, I'm standing on that. I don't think it's any time in the next year, but they are really close. A couple of players, and you guys have talked about it. Couple of players.
I like that.
Flyers, the next team to win a championship in Philadelphia. The Phillies window is passed. That's gone.
Oh, come on. They're heating up right now, Howard. They're heating up.
Who did they play? They played the worst teams in baseball.
You got Marsh. Marsh is the hottest hitter in the game. Schwarber continues to rake.
Marsh is a fourth outfielder on a good team.
Not this year.
King, before you get out of here, I got to ask a question. In 2005, I delivered a pizza all the way up to the station, top floor, with my resume on top of the box. I just got to know, did that pizza make your desk? Did it make the studio? I want to know.
I still have the resume. It's posted up on the wall, not on the back wall. It's on the front wall, so nobody could see it.
Where are those guitars from, Howard, in your background?
One signed by the Stones, one signed by John Bon Jovi, and one signed by Paul McCartney.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
King ain't messing around, dude.
So if you want to rob somebody's house,
I worked in music for years, so it's just kind of a nice decoration. I got my my Emmy, I got the Super Bowl trophy, I got all this in my bobbleheads. I got it all up here.
King, are you going to Ronamink this weekend?
Yeah, obviously. I'm sorry that I met Rory McIlroy and I think one of the other players, but it's nice when a lot of the players that I knew were playing. I caddied, by the way, just to give you.
For Charles, I know.
No, for Billy Mayfair at Waynesboro. No, forget about Charles. I mean, all I was doing is picking up clubs in the sand.
At Commonwealth.
Well, no, it was out of Tahoe. I caddied for him.
Wow.
But Billy Mayfair, there was the Pennsylvania Open, was at Waynesboro, and I was his caddy. So on my resume, I am a PGA caddy.
There he is.
How about that?
Everybody, Howard Eskin. Did he earn another?
Oh, man, come on, man. That's gold right there. That's
gold?
Yes. That's gold.
All right, Howard, you're hired.
Hey, wait a minute. Who's the dope and who's the genius among you two?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
He's the dope.
I'm definitely the dope.
I'm the genius. No, Ray's the genius. Howard, my
By the way, I still have a slice of that pizza.
There it is.
There we go.
I delivered it. I think it was from Lee's in Roxborough.
But the problem is you didn't have sausage and pepperoni.
No, that was just a straight plain. Yeah, I didn't add anything. You're right about that.
All right, Howard. Be well, buddy. Good to talk to you.
See you geniuses.
All right, there he is. There he is.
Unmute the mic. Unmute the mic. I kid. It's the Zoom. The Zoom throws people off, right?
It does.
Zoom was on top of the globe, on top of the world with the pandemic. Everybody uses Zoom.
It's one of the great things that come from the pandemic is that, and then you have Zoom, and now you have all the competitors that are out there. And
I don't know how Zoom fumbled the bag because they were top dogs.
But then you're going to get people that are going to compete against you. Yeah, but like
we
before
still
that,
use Zoom.
we do.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's like join us on MySpace too.
There you go.
No, Zoom still works, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe not when you have Howard.
But you would have the same problem. Like StreamYard is something I use at home, and if you don't know, like you can not unmute your mic on StreamYard too, and not know what you're doing.
How is Marsh a fourth outfielder when he's raking like that?
Oh
Come
no,
on.
dude, this guy's got takes for days, and they're not even takes. It's like take a breath, Howard. I know that you were like, he's got a lot to say.
Come on, Marsh. Marsh is raking right now.
Marsh has been great. He hasn't let's be honest. He hasn't done this for a full season and been an everyday outfielder yet.
Right.
This year he's doing it. And I'm going to ride it until he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, he's going to hit a slump. He'll have a slump.
Give him credit. He's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
350.
All right, coming up, Jeff Mosher on the Eagles, including Sean Mannion. And, man, like Sean Mannion, my buddy, the doll from like the my buddy and me.
Kid sister?
Kid sister and me.
Nice.
It was the female doll.
Yeah.
That's Jalen Hurts and Sean Mannion right now.
Oh.
My buddy.
I love it.
We talk Eagles with Jeff Mosher coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Vultures time. Summary done with this Fanatic Sports Update. Fallout after the Sixers sweep against the Knicks, and not sweep the way they were looking for. The Knicks sweep in the 76ers continues. What's going to happen with Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse? Tony Jones of The Athletic report their futures being evaluated by the organization. He joined Kincade Salciunas earlier today and talked about this season for the Sixers.
This team went through a lot. How much adversity we went through. This was a tumultuous season internally for the Sixers.
We just spoke with Howard Eskin, who's reporting that Daryl Morey will be fired as president of basketball operations. You can catch the entire conversation with Howard Eskin on our website, the Fanatic app, or the Fanatic's YouTube page. Eagles had their first game announced. It's Eagles-Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. The full schedule release for the NFL will come out on Thursday night. Phillies open up a series against the Red Sox up in Boston tonight. The Phils 10-3 under Don Mattingly. This update is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP. Visit mad.org. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
All right, 1 o'clock hour of the show brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Great teams stick together, so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration, championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com. That's Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com. 610-831-HAIR, 610-831-HAIR. 3 locations, Wayne, Pennsylvania, Lancaster, and Bala Kinwood. A lot of reaction from Howard Eskin joining the program, Sean.
Yeah, a little bit. Got a little pop, as they say in the wrestling world.
Yeah, Sean, that was pretty much the Howard I thought I was going to get, which was he is like frothing at the mouth to talk about the Sixers.
Yeah, and I want to go back at him a little bit with the Sixers stuff because, the Sam Hinkie, it was worth the shot, right? It was worth the shot. I have no issues with that. I hated it too. I can't stomach. The issue is that people are too enthused behind the tank. They're like, oh yeah, Hollis Thomas, and I hated that.
Yeah, with Howard, you just kind of let him go. There's not a lot of when he does the scam Hinkie, he just wants to do his thing. It's the bit, and then you don't really argue with him about it.
Yeah,
it's the right. It's the bit.
Yeah, you could tell how proud he was to scam Hinkie like 4 or 5 times. He just wanted to make sure everyone heard it right the first time. Did he just say scam?
Yeah, he'd been saying it for years. All right, joining us right now is one of our favorite guys. Joins us at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays to discuss the Eagles and more. So I'm writing about the Phillies, I believe, for the Philly Voice. But inside the birds, best Eagles coverage you're going to find anywhere. Mr. Jeff Mosher joins us. What's up, Moshe?
What's up, fellas? Kind of feels like the Eagles are just sort of floating under the radar, waiting for the rest of the Philadelphia teams to disappoint everybody before they take the field.
All right, so to that, let's look at the Sixers from the Eagles standpoint, and specifically from Jeffrey Lurie. What makes the Eagles, one of the reasons that makes the Eagles an elite franchise is their ownership. Jeffrey Lurie is involved. Is he too involved? No, I don't think he's too involved. He makes big decisions, and he makes good decisions. How would the Eagles handle the situation right now with Joel Embiid, with Daryl Morey? What do you think they would do?
Well, I mean, I think there are a lot of things that they wouldn't have done along the way. So how they would handle the situation now, knowing the Eagles, is they would definitely move on. I think they would clean house. I believe they would fire Morey and Joel Embiid. I think they would recognize their situation and try to hire progressive, forward-minded thinking. And that doesn't mean going Sam Hinkie all over again. I mean, we could debate till the cows come home whether he was really a genius in forward thinking or just really knew how to strip it down and lose. But they would not. The one thing that Joe Banner used to say all the time, and I talk to Joe, still in the off seasons and stuff when we catch up on Inside the Bird, sometimes we do, is that he never felt like you hang on to a mistake just because you made a mistake and you got to see it through. He felt like if you hired somebody and within 3 to 4 months you knew you made a mistake, your vetting process was bad, and by the way, the Eagles have hired a lot of bad players, coaches, and executives along the way. You get rid of them after they're either when the year is up. You don't just wait around because. So I believe that he would make the Eagles would make massive changes here, and even knowing that next year may not be. I mean, you can't get out of this Embiid contract. I don't know how you get out of the Paul George contract. The best thing you can do though is try to find labor that is cheaper and good draft picks and try to build around them while you can.
All right, the early returns, the Sean Mannion Philadelphia Eagles offense. We know that there's a mini camp and you're going to be having more camps and then training camps starting. But I guess it's kind of not a feeling out process, but a getting to know process, right? Like no one knew Sean Mannion before coming here. Early returns, what are you hearing about everything?
Well, it's just tough because I know there are reports out there that suggest that Jalen Hurts is really open-minded about the new offense, which is sort of like, duh, good. I guess it's better than reports that he hates it, which we've never heard at any time that he hates an offense in May. But the reality is the coaches were just able to get with the players, I think, earlier this month, when the true phase one began. So right now, everything is just theoretical and philosophical, right? I wouldn't put too much into there's this great harmony because you can't go out there and really execute. I mean, you just started to be able to go out there and do some things with the coaches. So we got a lot to learn about how the offense, and not just Jalen Hurts, but how everybody's going to come together. I think my biggest thing is wondering, is Sean Mannion, because any good coach is someone who not only has what they want to do, but adapts to the personnel that they have. And I'm sure there are things that Mannion has done in the past that he may find may not work here. Can he be adaptable as much as Jalen Hurts needs to be adaptable to the new offense and everybody else?
Jeff, I know that there's some sound out there from Troy Aikman. He was on ESPN this morning, and he was defending Jalen Hurts, talking about he can handle anything that's thrown him on the offensive side of the ball. I would side with Troy on that one. Where do you fall in that category? And I know it's a wait and see when it comes to Mannion and what we're going to get from his system, but throwing the football, it just feels like from afar that he's going to be more in the pocket, more play action. And I still have all the confidence in the world in Jalen Hurts' ability. I am a Jalen guy. It's in my bio. Where do you fall in that discussion, though?
I think that there is sometimes two different discussions with Jalen, what he can and can't do versus what he will and won't do. I've watched tape with football players, with Greg Cosell, with people smarter than me. And in 5 years, we're pretty determined that there's not a throw that Jalen Hurts can't make. He can make all the throws, including throws between the numbers over the middle. If you want to go back to the Chargers game last year in overtime when he had like a 4th and 16 conversion, I think, to Devontae Smith on one of the most beautiful passes between the numbers you'll ever see. So I know that there's noise or whatever that people say Jalen can't do this, Jalen can't do that. That to me, that is not the question. He's good enough that if he played more consistently as a passer, right, and made throws that we saw in that Chargers game and other games, if he made those more often, he would really elevate himself into a higher level, I believe, of quarterback. The question is, there are just times, and the tape shows this. It's not my opinion. The tape will show it. You will see 5, 6, 7 times a game, sometimes more, sometimes less, where he will not throw that ball. And he used to mitigate that with running more, but he didn't run as much last year. So that's the discussion is, does he take what he can do, improve upon it, make it better, want to get himself into that category, or does he already feel like he's there and doesn't have to change? That I can't answer that. That's only in Jalen's head.
Yeah, talking to Jeff Mosher, Inside the Birds. You can read him. Does great stuff. Just if you're an Eagles fan, check it out, Inside the Birds, and also Retro Philly Voice. All right, schedule release. We're going to get a lot of games probably before the actual release on Thursday night, Jeff. But before we get that, Sean and I on Friday were looking at their away opponents and their home opponents. They have tougher games at home than they do on the road, which I guess is a good thing, right? But overall, when you're looking at this division, are the Cowboys the team that you worry the most about? I know the Giants are now being talked up. You get that first-year bump under Harbaugh. We'll see if the Commanders can respond. But who do you think the biggest competitor for the Eagles is this year in the division?
You know, my gut in May tells me the biggest competitor would be the Cowboys because they have a very good offense and their years-long bad defense they've made a lot of additions to, and they brought in Christian Parker from the Eagles. So if their defense is like 20% better than last year, I mean, they're already, they were 1-1 against the Eagles, and to be honest with you, they were a CeeDee Lamb bad game away from beating the Eagles twice last year with a bad defense. So they have a very strong running game. They have a great passing game. If their defense is 20% better, they're pretty legit. But there's something about how we have seen over the last few years, a team that quietly stockpiles talent behind a second-year quarterback really start to take that leap, take advantage of an easy schedule. There's no question the Giants have added a lot of talent. You can't dismiss that. And they've got a real adult in the room as a coach and a coaching staff. And Jackson Dart is going to be a problem. He may be erratic. He may remind you of like Jalen Hurts year 1, year 2, where he's just going to run at some inconvenient times to the defense and he's going to whip out a really good throw when you don't expect it. Like, he kind of reminds me of that. So I could see the Giants kind of stepping into that realm where they're ready to finally not be a laughingstock and compete.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to hate them. They're definitely enemy number one.
Oh, my God.
He's leading the charge.
They will be very, very hateable.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Scatterbo.
Yeah,
oh my God.
both of those guys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jeff, last one for me, and this is interesting because I know I was listening to a show the other day, and they were talking about the strengths of the Seahawks and what they were able to do of obviously winning the Super Bowl, and something hit home with the Eagles, and that was the defensive line. It wasn't just the starters for the Seahawks. They came in waves. The guys that were, given some spurts, some time off for the starters. Are you wondering what the Eagles have on the defensive front? Are you worried about that? I know, like, when we look at Jalen Carter and, of course, Jordan Davis, those are the big names. But after that, what type of the backups do the Eagles have, and do you think that's something that they will continue to improve as the season gets closer?
Yeah, so I'm going to answer this in two ways, Sean, because what you said didn't make me think of the depth question you're asking, but made me think of an overall concern on what should be a very good defense. I don't know how much people have talked about this, but Jonathan Grenard's built a little bit differently than Jalen Phillips. He's like a speed rusher, very good. But if you were to like build yourself the perfect Vic Fangio edge, it would be Phillips because he was 6'5", like 260, like he was big and strong. He defended the run really well. Now you're a little bit lighter on the edges with Grenard. Remember, this was a team last year that had some real troubles at times stopping the run. All right. And then when you put Nolan Smith out there, he's a good run defender. But when you take him out and put like Jalix Hunt and Grenard, you worry about being light on the edges. Now, on top of that, Sean, right, your best player on the defense, the defensive tackle, had 2 beat up shoulders last year, had to miss games because of it. Did not have, to our knowledge, any surgery to repair that. I know he's been working on strengthening them, but he had shoulder issues. Guess what? Your new starting out inside linebacker to replace Nakobe Dean, Jahad Campbell, is coming off his second shoulder surgery, the other shoulder. So right up the gut of your defense, you got guys with shoulder issues. And at the edges of your defense, you're light, and you weren't a great run-stopping defense last year until you had Jalen Phillips, who you no longer have. So I don't have as much question about the depth because I think they can roll guys in and out. I do wonder how it's going to fit because Vic tends to only play 3 edges. So I'm wondering where, like, Ebiketie is going to fit in, and if Brandon Graham comes back, how does that make the edge group look? And on the defensive interior, they're pretty set. You want to see Ty Robinson take a step up. But I do wonder if this team will have some issues in run defense, just how they're physically constructed.
Yeah.
Jeff, great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
Great stuff, man.
You hear him get excited with that really football question right there. Well, we got to end on this. Do you got them winning on Thanksgiving? Is that a win?
That's in Dallas, right? On Thanksgiving.
Might be a loss.
Is that a loss? Is that a loss, Doc? Oh,
As Doc Rivers might say, it could be a scheduled loss, like a short rest.
You like it or not.
I'll let you see the whole schedule because I need the schedule. I need to know what the setup is because you get the letdown games based on it. So I need to look at the full schedule before I can give that a win or a loss.
100%. It's an ebb and flow, right? So you got to see it playing, like what time of the year it is. Yeah, I got you.
All right, Jeff Mosher, check him out. Inside the Birds, Philly voice. Great stuff, Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
You got it, man. Take care.
There he is. You can't just pick and pop L's and W's.
Come on,
and L's.
man. We got one game. I need Ray. You got him winning that game.
Oh no, man.
That's a loss.
That's a loss for sure.
See? They're
Losing
hot
my
on
day
that.
with my family for sure.
They're 6-1 on that day. I don't think that's something that you could just push to the side. I know one was like an 87. I get it.
All right. So here's the question, right? The question is, do they? Because sometimes it'll be they have the gauntlet. Remember the gauntlet's like, oh man, you got 4 road games and no one shuts up about it, and it's like they had to stay out in California because they had the gauntlet, and they actually did well in the gauntlet. Remember 2023, they did great through the gauntlet. Then the season fell apart after that, but they did fine against the gauntlet. So do they start off the season light in the loafers and then late? Because you know what I hate they do now? It's like Giants week 13. This AFC team week 14, Giants week 15, Cowboys week 16.
They always
I want it spaced out a little bit more.
They always end on a division opponent. And
which I understand.
That's fine, but you can go ahead and mix it up a little bit throughout the course of the year.
Give me Giants week 5, Giants week 13. I don't need them 3 weeks from each other. All right, give me the Commanders, space it out. Don't give me 2 and 4 weeks.
I just need the Cardinals in October. That's all I need.
Why is that?
Buddy's bachelor party's going to be that trip.
Right.
If we're trying to fit it into the way my schedule's working right now, that'd be most convenient for me.
So hold on, when's the bachelor party?
Whenever they play the Cardinals.
So you're planning it on it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got to be. It's just great.
Hang on a second. You're taking off during football season?
Woo.
Yeah.
Hey now.
So here's the idea I had for Philly sports trips. It needs to be pitched. All right. Is the bye week we go to a college football game.
Now we're cooking.
If it's the Iron Bowl or something like that, whatever big rivalry game is that weekend, once the schedule comes out, we find it. We're like, you know what? Bam. I'm dying to go. I've been to Penn State many, many times, but I want to go. I want to take an airplane somewhere, and I don't want to go to Ohio State. I want to go SEC, ACC, I'd go out west, too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I just texted Vince. We'll see what happens there. No, Beef and the boys. Maybe we could team up with Beef and the boys. They go every year. Last year they were in Austin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we did a specific trip, not just our show, but with our show where we're going. No, that's where I want to go because Pete Cherokee, Chicky and Pete Cherokee's son went to, I think he may even still go there, University of Texas.
With Arch.
And I remember them going down for a couple of those Red River rivalry games.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
You know where I'd love to go is
Holy smokes.
I'd love to see Ole Miss and LSU. Now, that ticket's going to be about $5,000 each, but that with Lane returning back to Ole Miss with LSU.
Probably not the year to go.
Probably not. But either way, Grove, the Bayou, Georgia, the Hedges, Bama. Let's go. SEC country. I'm in.
All right. Ray, where would you want to go?
Now that you said Texas.
It'd be something.
Yeah. I
Texas,
wanna get down to
Oklahoma.
Austin.
I've been to Austin before.
I have too.
It's a good time.
Incredible.
Actually, I would say, I would go. If you gave me any option, I would absolutely say, let's go SEC country somewhere there. Knoxville.
Waffle House for breakfast.
There you go.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe Tennessee.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I could sign up for that.
You can name them. Either one.
Yeah.
Like anything but Mississippi State.
Rutgers, Maryland. We could do that one.
We could. Now, which one would you rather go to Rutgers or would you want them to play that game in Maryland this year?
Maryland.
Well, we need to do something.
not Piscataway. No.
We need to do something for Temple and Penn State this year.
I'm there. Don't you worry.
We do? Yeah, I can do something for it. Not go.
That's fine.
That's September.
Where is it? It's in Philly?
It's in Philly.
At the link, September 12th.
Okay.
Been on the calendar for years.
Has it?
I can't
You
wait.
can see all those annoying Penn State fans in the link.
Tailgate's going to be awesome.
Was the last time we were there? Last time they were there, they lost?
2015.
Was that the last time they were at the link?
What's the time?
Well, the Matt Rule year they lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think they picked up the series since.
Is that going to be a noon kickoff or a night game? What do you think?
Noon.
Nah,
Noon or 3:30.
It's early in the season. I think that could be a 3:30.
That could be. I'm hoping for a 3:30. I need a good tailgate day.
Yeah.
Need a good tailgate day.
There we go. All right. We'll get back into the there's a poll on having a game on Thanksgiving. What do we got?
Yeah, so the poll that went up on the YouTube chat, I believe was 74% of people saying yes, they like having the game on Thanksgiving Day. And the poll on the Middays account also 65% saying yes, they're in favor of the Thanksgiving Day game for.
Well, there you have it. That's all the sample size I need.
Yeah, I mean, good for all of you, man. I get it. No worries that your family's your holidays could be ruined by sports.
What would ruin the holiday? First of all, Thanksgiving, I don't want to call it overrated because it is about family, and families do get together, and I enjoy that part of it.
Why would that even enter your mind?
Well, because the meal's overrated.
Oh, come on.
I knew you were like,
It is.
It's like, what is wrong with Thanksgiving?
Nothing at all.
It's like this tournament take. Everyone likes it.
Turkey.
I not like it.
No, that's not true.
With gravy, mashed potatoes.
Here's the thing. The meal is fine.
Okay.
The amount of time that is taken to put the meal together. My mother, when she used to host Thanksgiving, she's like cooking the night of, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, all day in the for what? For that? Yeah. And my mom's a great cook.
Yeah.
But it's not worth 24 hours of cooking.
You don't do that for Christmas Eve? Don't you cook that long? If you're hosting, you're cooking that long.
Easter dinner is a better dinner than Thanksgiving dinner. Ham and ham and lasagna and some other things. It's a better dinner. Overall, it's a better dinner. I'm fine with. I'm never like waiting the week before Thanksgiving. I'm never like, oh, I can't wait to go eat turkey.
Oh, that's me.
It's turkey. You could eat it whenever you wanted to, Sean.
I don't say I can't wait for ham on Easter.
Good ham. You kidding
come
me?
on. No, it's definitely turkey. Definitely turkey. I will tell you this too. This revolutionized the game. If you smoke the turkey, dude, you can smoke the ham too. But if you smoke the turkey,
you have to get a smoker.
Well, I have one.
Smoker?
Yeah, Traeger. I got a Traeger.
Is it good?
Oh my goodness, dude! My mother-in-law still says that this was the best turkey she's ever tasted in her life.
Really?
Yeah, true story. Call her up. Call Denise up.
All right, let's get her on the line. Coming up next, does she Zoom? Your mother-in-law?
Good luck on that.
All right,
FaceTimes.
Okay. All right. Also coming up, do the Flyers have a Michkov problem? Well, we have some quotes from the young Flyers forward coming up. Does he think that there's a problem? Because you know he was a healthy scratch in the playoffs. We will discuss. We have some 76ers leftover stuff as well, some voice memos. It's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What's next? I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. That's a big question for the 76ers following being swept by the Knicks in the second round of the playoffs. We spoke to Howard Eskin earlier on in the show, reporting that Daryl Morey will be fired as president of basketball operations. Catch that conversation one more time on our website, the Fanatic app, or our YouTube page. We also spoke yesterday to Ramona Shelbourne of ESPN when asked about the future of Morey. Didn't quite have an answer there, and also doesn't believe Bob Myers would be the one to step in.
My gut says yes, and I also just, why would a change necessarily have to happen? I'll say this about Bob Myers. I don't think he wants that job. He's not trying to take over as the president.
You can listen to that whole conversation on our website or the Fanatic app. We have our first Eagles game on the schedule. NFL release for the schedule is Thursday night, but we now know the Eagles are playing on Thursday. Thanksgiving Day, to be exact, they'll be playing the Cowboys in Dallas. Phillies open up a series tonight in Boston against the Red Sox, looking to keep the good times going under Don Mattingly and team 10-3 under him. This update is brought to you by Foreman Mills. Foreman Mills, 2201 Cotman Ave is coming. Grand opening Thursday, May 14th. First 100 adults in line get a free gift card. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Festival. That's coming up in June, I think, or May, and then June as well. So that's coming up.
All right.
They dropped off some food, as you can hear, Sean.
Wow.
So they dropped off pizza. Did you get any, Ray?
Oh, I got a piece of the hoagie.
Nice.
So there's hoagies, there's pizza, but there's Isgros.
I went right to the cannoli.
So did I.
Oh my goodness.
Isgros is down there in the Italian market area, and they have the cookies. Like you went cannoli, I went cookie, and their cannolis are the best. But they're oh my god, dude! And I've been down to this festival numerous times.
All right.
It is unbelievable. It is great.
You climb the pole?
If the weather's, I have not. If the weather's good, it's a great spot to be.
I think I saw Kyle Pagan one time try to climb the pole, if I'm not mistaken, from Crossing Broad formerly.
Not surprised.
Yeah, it does. I don't think he made it all up that high. But, man, they get nuts for it. It's a great time down there. I've been down there one time as well to celebrate. But, man, that cannoli, it's the best in the city. There's just
like the Sixers.
Oh, man, that is so good. You said it. You're like, Isgers out there. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there was 10 seconds left in the break, and Sean's like, all right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I need to want a cannoli.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So I ate a couple cookies. They're very delicious. Very delicious. All right, so Matthew Mitchkov, who was a healthy scratch, not the entire playoffs, but like from game to game, you didn't know if he was going to be in there or not based on what he was doing. And I think, Ray, would you agree that by the end of the season, it was, man, he's making a lot of mistakes on defense. It's just like it's hard to keep him in there when he's making the mistakes. And if he's scoring goals, then you probably deal with the mistakes, but the mistakes were glaring.
It felt like we went through that midseason malaise where that was, as the team was going bad, that was the talking point where it's like, he's not, Tocchet, is he not getting through to Mitchkov? They have a problem. Everyone was reminded 1,000 times that he came out of shape. We kept hearing about that. That was the Mitchkov.
Oh, my God.
From this season.
Once they, I think, moved on from the, hey, stop blaming me, he was out of shape, which is really what it felt like they were doing. And then, it was also something I couldn't grasp because Martinez told me, oh, you can't come into the season out of shape because you'll never get in shape. And I'm kind of like, well, why not? In other sports, right, like football players come in, basketball players come into camp out of shape. You just work your way into shape.
Yeah.
Right. In hockey, you can't do that. That's what I'm being told.
Maybe I don't know. I'm not even going to sound like the
right. I don't know
guy. I have no idea.
But that's really how they acted. So anyway, they moved past that. You finally got to the end of the season. By the way, I think just make it to the end of the season is a good thing. But Mitchkov was asked about his relationship with Rick Tocchet. And he said it's a simple work relationship, a good relationship. Quote, this is through a translator. It was a coach's decision. I am a player that should go on the ice and do my job. If the coach decides that I have to miss the game, I have to take it. I have to go back on the ice and train. So that's what Mitchkov said after being scratched on his game being scratched.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. Anybody else worried that he's not going to be the next one?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just judging on what we saw on the ice, like in that Canes. Yeah, and I'm cautious to say this because the Canes are that good. They're relentless. But he really wasn't the same. He wasn't the same player the year before.
No, he took a step back.
Plain as day.
Now is Tocchet? Did Tocchet handle him different? Should he have handled him differently? Is Tocchet a good match for him? Because I believe, like Rick Tocchet, I know that it's a modern athlete, but Rick Tocchet is 100% a non-BS. Hey, you come in shape. Like he doesn't have a lot of time for the monkey business, all right? And if Mitchkov really came in out of shape, I thought he was dwelling on it too much. But still, I'd be mad as hell. You kidding me? This is a year they're trying to make the playoffs. This guy's coming off of kind of a breakout year, young player, and he comes in out of shape, but he also had some injury stuff or whatever's going on. I don't care about that. Going forward, is this a guy you can really count on that's going to be a star? And I think everybody's really questioning that right now.
Yeah, after this past season, I'd be very interested to see how this one's going to play out. I'm cautious to sit here and say he will be a star. I mean, was I saying it after year one? He deserved it, right? When we were watching, he was playing really well. But where we're at right now, what we were able to see on the ice, and especially in the postseason, there really wasn't much there. So I also want to bring up the fact that he was asked, again, it's tough with the translator, but he was asked, does he have a good understanding of what the team wants from him this summer? And he said, quote, can I skip that question? Why? Why skip that question?
So there was a follow-up on this.
Okay.
Later on.
Thank you.
someone asked the message from the front office on how to approach the summer. Said they haven't talked yet. That's not something that happens until Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So that might be, maybe it was a.
Well, like you had said with the translator, he doesn't know how to properly answer it with saying, "Can I skip that question?"
Yeah. Hey, it's just a few less Peronis throughout the course of the summertime. All right, let's keep that body weight down.
You got to be a pro.
Yeah, be a pro. Thank you.
You got to be a pro. You got to realize the opportunity that's in front of you, which is, hey, you could be special, and you could have a special career. You can make a lot of money. As it stands, he's going to make a lot of money just because of where he is and where he was drafted and the skill he has.
It's tough because I want to say, like, you look at these guys and you really lay it out for them plain as day. Like, do you want to be part of what we're doing here as we continue to build this thing and we're getting it right? You just heard Howard said that they're going to be the next team to win the championship. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case.
They're headed in the right direction.
They're headed in the right direction. So you have an opportunity to not only be a part of this, but help us make that leap that we need to do to win a Stanley Cup. Or you could continue on the path that you are on, right? Not playing dynamic hockey, not being the guy that was here in year one, continuing to have the issues off the ice, and guess what? You're going to be moved.
Mitzkoff said he wants to start working right now to get ready for next year. He said Noah Cates made a big difference in his plus-minus, and he said the NFL playoffs wasn't easy. He expects to score and make plays. He can do better. More from Mitzkoff. He expressed frustration with the way he played in the playoffs. He said he saw a lot of kids wearing his jersey and was ashamed that he couldn't score. I love the word ashamed from a Russian because it's like that's like he was like he's looking at the jerseys being like, damn, I can't score.
I wonder if he watched Heated Rivalry.
That would be your question.
What's his first name again?
Matt Day.
Hey, Matt Day. Sean Brace. Middays with Marks, 975 Fanatic. Have you ever seen the show Heated Rivalry? And your thoughts?
He would probably skip it.
Yeah, could I skip that?
Multiple times he mentioned he wants to play next year like he did after the Olympic break this season. He wants to come back even better. And then you had the question at the end, which he seemed confused about. But, I mean, all in all, it seemed like that he said everything right.
Yeah.
Little bit. So he saw a lot of kids in his 39 jersey. He was a little bit ashamed he couldn't score for them, and he thanked the fans.
Oh.
There you go.
Are you buying a 39 jersey if you're buying a Flyers jersey? Who are you buying?
No.
I wouldn't buy a Konechny either. You
got to go Porter Martone, especially since Ray knows his mom.
Yeah. Our friendship amongst the family probably leads to me buying the Martone.
And something tells me Porter Martone's mom's not going anywhere based on the watch-along video with her. She seems to like the camera in front of her.
All right.
NHL.
I like
You're
that.
welcome. You're welcome at NHL. I'm glad we could inspire you to do some content.
Look at that, man. You really are setting the tone for the sports world, right?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I obviously have a big, big impact on the hockey community. And
as do I.
This show really has started to take over the hockey community.
I mean, if you think about it, where were the Flyers before we started talking about hockey?
Where was the Fanatic hockey conversation at all before we started talking about it?
Well, afternoons and mornings. But
I don't recall.
Well, I mean, it didn't get elevated to an elite level until we got involved.
I mean,
Johnny Pucks and Sticks.
I guess we only find out if he becomes elite or he continues to be good.
We take it to an elite level.
Yep. See, all the people that actually know about hockey, they just you need the layman's view of it.
Honestly, the real question is, anybody got talking on for a little postseason wrap up? I think that'd be a good conversation.
There was talk for maybe tomorrow or Thursday. I know there was inquiries about it.
Nice, yeah, definitely would love to hear from him.
Hell yeah,
yeah. They just released the mic'd up moment between him and Brindy. Pretty cool stuff.
And Brindy was telling him, like, thank you for bringing it back. Yeah, Brindy
You told him take a minute and enjoy this.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brindy knows Philly. He knows these fans. It's a shame that he got traded to Carolina and now has become a legend of the franchise down there. I mean, it's incredible.
Name is Ronnie Franchise. Ronnie Franchise.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It should have been here.
Brindy, how you doing?
Do we have that? No, we can't. All right, coming up, YouTube chat recap. We have some voice memos as well.
I would imagine this YouTube chat recap is going to be fun.
Middays and Marks, 97.5. All right, let's talk about the BetParx app. So last night, I'll be honest with you, I went parlay, and I had I had OKC on the money line, which was actually close, and then I went Detroit +4. That did not work out as Cleveland won, but Live betting basketball, hockey playoffs is better on the BetParks online sportsbook app, the only casino and sports app that I would ever use and recommend. And you're betting more than the score, individual player performances, basketball, hockey, golf coming up this week. At Aronimink, soccer, baseball, MMA. The Fightins are back in back on the field tonight. Make your downtime fun time on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. And right now, your favorite casino games for real money. Hundreds of online slots like Huff and Puff Money Mansion and Triple Cash Eruption. And, of course, all your favorite sports right on your phone. The BetParks online casino and sportsbook app, where there's always another way to win. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Those,
oh my goodness, John!
So you smell like a hoagie, man.
That was Italian hoagie, extra oil and vinegar.
That's it.
Saludos. Oh man, I gotta get me one of those. That was so good.
You need extra oil and vinegar.
Yeah.
You know what? And I think I don't need a little bit of mayo on the roll. It is an Italian hoagie. I know people say, like,
Oh. No, I'm good. Just oil and vinegar. That's it. I'm a simple man.
For the most part, that's what I would do. But all I'm saying is maybe like the next day when it's in the fridge, you maybe save half of it, put it in the fridge, and a little mayo on the roll.
I'm a fatty. I don't save. It goes down.
They used to, I don't know if it's still in the Reading Terminal Market. It was called Rocco's Italian Hoagies, and they would sprinkle the sharp provolone on the roll with the oil and vinegar, and then they use a romaine slice. They don't do shredded. They use a whole romaine slice. That goes on, and then the meat, and then if you want tomato or onion or hot pepper on top. And it's not a heavy hoagie. It's not a belly filler.
Yeah.
I would need 2 of them when I would go. One for there and one to take home, and that would fill me up. But the sharp provolone was so good. Oh, my God. Delicious.
Ricky got a good delivery for the crew. Shout out.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you.
Did you hear what Bill Colarulo said to me?
No.
He said that was an unfiltered food drop. That's what he said to me.
It was.
Meaning get my grubby hands out of the way.
No.
How about that?
No. I put my grubby hands right in there.
It makes me even happier that I went and just grabbed one of the hoagies. That Bill's walking around peacocking.
Yeah, Bill's
that
police.
Ricky Bo got us lunch.
Bill's policing the food drop.
You're telling me Bill's the food drop gatekeeper?
That's what He smiled when he said it, but he meant it. I felt it.
Well, he was just making a point like, hey, this is ours, just so you know.
Yeah.
This is ours. There he is. Hi, Bill. Just so you know, remember, I'm the one that got you this food, so every bite you take,
that's it.
Enjoy it. All right, there you go. All right, so we had what else? Did we get a Sixer memo or two that's worth playing there, Raymond? As we wrap it up. By the way, tomorrow I got more smoke on the 76ers.
Let's go.
Hopefully Morey's going to be let go sooner than later. But and by the way, Morey's making $12 million a year, and they're going to have to eat that. And we'll bring up the Bob Meyer stuff in a little bit. All right, go ahead.
Steve, delivery driver, Acton, New Jersey. Daryl Morey should not be fired. He didn't trade Jared McCain. That was an edict by ownership to get underneath the luxury tax. And Daryl Morey is a great drafter.
Yeah, we will never know what really took place because Daryl Morey said he had something else lined up at the trade deadline, and therefore that was part of the reasoning behind moving McCain. And he didn't get anybody in return. So, I'm going to believe what Daryl Morey said to us. Now, was it you need to get underneath that number? There are people out there that are saying that he could have got underneath that number by
doing something else.
So, I'm not buying that. Look, Daryl Morey has had 6 long seasons to prove his worth, sir. We've gotten worse. We have never made an Eastern Conference Finals.
We're further away now than when he took over.
There will be life after Joel Embiid. There will be life as a Sixer fan after Daryl Morey. I promise you it'll be okay.
So here's what the McCain thing. And initially I thought for sure this is an ownership thing. And then I was expecting the press conference would be he would give a half-assed defense of why he did it. No, he didn't. He actually went up there and he sounded like that it was a move. You don't go out and say we have a deep team and you thought you were getting a high return for him. You don't say that. You go out and you just fake it because you're mad that you had to make the trade. And then the reporting follows, and I don't know if this is actually true or not. I don't know if this is put out there by Morey to try to save face, that they were trying to trade for Kawhi Leonard, that they were trying to take the pieces from them. Because when does it happen in the NBA where you trade a player and you don't already have another trade in place? Very rarely or never.
Yep.
When does that happen? Normally, you're making a trade. It's almost a 3-way trade, and then you're using the proceeds of that to make the trade. So it's weird that he would try to do that. I don't know, man. Initially, I thought it for sure was an ownership thing. But Bob Cooney told us that they could have moved other players. They didn't have to move McCain.
Ownership could be blamed for the fact that they didn't go into the tax. Daryl Morey is the one that traded Jared McCain. That he traded Jared McCain for that purpose.
Yeah, Josh Harris didn't say get under the tax by trading Jared McCain.
Correct.
He said get under the tax.
Also, one more thing. Do you know this? Jared McCain just had the highest 3-point percentage in a single playoff series in Oklahoma City history.
I know it was 80-some percent.
63. So he must have missed.
It was 3 for 8 last night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have on your bench.
Oh,
it's unacceptable. Great. It really is unacceptable.
Ray's having a really hard time processing him speaking after the right.
Oh, dude, I think they got the guys with the little towels on the back of the reporter.
Yeah.
They're all dancing around. We just swept LeBron. Here's Jared McCain joking around about the fact that they beat LeBron the week that Drake's coming out with an album because that whole beef. I'm watching McCain just like dance on the Lakers' grave.
Well, didn't he
knocking
say
down-
thanks Philly or something last week?
Oh, yeah. Shout out Philly because he was queued up for it. And I'm not mad at him. I'm mad that I have to watch this happen. It's like I watched Tyrese Maxey play 47 freaking minutes.
Yep.
They brought in Dalen Terry at the end of the game.
Yep.
I had to convince myself 55-year-old campaign was going to be enough behind him.
Daryl Morey believed it.
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
Did
It
he?
made no sense in the moment.
It didn't.
I don't like to be right. I'd rather be an idiot. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be the idiot.
Yeah,
And
but
you're
it
the guy
it
paid
made
$12
no
million
sense.
a year.
No, but Daryl Moore's not an idiot. We can say we want about Daryl Moore,
No,
and
he's a smart
Howard
guy.
calls him Daryl Moron. He's not. That's an idiotic move. Unless there was a move, and even like, you got to make that move happen. If you're trading him, you cannot have that other move fall through. So clearly it wasn't a done deal. That's stupid. That's stupid. All right, let's get to the YouTube chat recap, shall we?
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Hit me.
The Celtics had no answer for Embiid. If he's healthy, they can win. Sixers won't be better if they trade him. Ride out his contract. Scott in Reading.
Oh man, there's no way in hell I could do another 3 years of this. Are you crazy, Scott? He's played 96 games in 3 seasons. Come on.
But imagine what the fan base is like in next year if we're doing this again, and then the year after that if we're doing this again. Can we even say one of the years won't be as bad as this year? Last year was worse than this year.
Yes.
This year actually wasn't bad. They won a playoff series.
Correct.
They went
Ray's
from
got a banner.
beloved to hated in 7 days.
Oh, my God.
It took 7 days.
I mean, isn't it just time, like almost like with A.J. Brown? I actually think this is the perfect time for him to go somewhere else. We'll never have a bad taste in our mouth about him. They had great success. They won a Super Bowl. They went back to another. The only thing that could probably happen is he ends up hating Jalen Hurts even more, and then it gets public. He leaves now. Everybody's happy. We get first-round draft pick. That's it.
And it would have been the perfect time to let Joel Embiid go, but we gave him a 3-year deal.
That starts.
This would have been the perfect time.
All right, what's next?
Rip it down to the studs. Trade Maxey for 6 first-rounders. He's not a number one star. Let Joel fade out the next 3 years. Build around VJ and the draft. Brendan from Manayunk.
So hold on. You're trading Maxey and keeping Embiid?
That's what he sounded like. Yeah, that's what he said.
that's-
Six draft picks for Tyrese. Why don't we get 8? Let's get 8.
I was 10 or nothing.
Oh, 10. Okay.
By the way, no one says that Maxey is a number one and you don't need great players around them. I mean, I don't even think, can he be the best player on your team, Maxey?
Very good team.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody equally as good.
Hey, the challenge is there, Tyrese. We need more from you.
Got to be a deep team.
We had they currently have one, but we had the caller at the beginning of the show that said, like, there's all these guards and wings everywhere in the draft. Go out and just go for it, a couple guys, and then you have Edgecombe, then you have Maxey, then you have some young players.
Yeah, I thought 2026 draft's a little deeper than 27. I know he goes by the name King, but this year's draft is a little bit deeper than 27. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
If you would ask them, give me 5 players from the 2026 draft,
you nitwit.
He would have given you none. All right, what's next?
The Sixers' entire existence is to create content and fuel interactions. Rage bait franchise.
Ugh.
Beer from the chat.
No,
you might be right.
Doesn't mean we want that.
No, might be right.
Yeah, right. Listen, if you want to keep Embiid, that's fine. When they keep him, you can deal with it. Sean and I will just be like, all right, Ray, this is on you.
What do you mean I could deal with it? I've been dealing with it.
Ray.
All you people that are like, you can't get rid of Embiid. You gotta get this guy. All right, then you guys can be positive on the
right,
Sixers.
you
All
know
right,
what?
you.
Next April, all the show sheets on you when we have nothing to talk about because they won 35 games.
Right. Well, I mean, wouldn't you rather have that?
Hey, how many games have we win this year?
45.
Okay.
Yeah, if they miss the playoffs next year because they trade Embiid and they actually have a plan on how they're going to get back, where they're going to get to where they haven't been in 40 years.
All right, it's time to break down offensive linemen, folks. We got NFL draft content
we have the hockey team, and we're a hockey show.
It's a good point. We should just get out of the way.
All right, what's next?
Hey, Colonel Eskin, What's that chicken recipe? I'm asking for a friend. If Bayless from the chat.
St. Howard looks like Colonel Sanders. No, the hair is. Howard's got great hair.
Supposedly he was in the chat room for like 25 minutes waiting. He was fired up to join you.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
All right, there's more, Ray.
I am a big Embiid fan, but it's time to move on. Shed the drama. Get young, fast, and hungry again. John from Delco.
Thank you, John from Delco. Correct. That is correct opinion.
I am young. I'm fast and I'm hungry.
Yep.
I don't know about young, not so much fast, but definitely hungry.
I'm hungry for
yeah.
food.
Oh, yeah.
I want some food. Coming up next, Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo, Unfiltered. They'll take you through the rest of the afternoon. We're back tomorrow. See you.
We went through. This was a tumultuous season internally for the Sixers.
Later on in the day, we